people don't like you to mention certain things. Some people don't want you to say this. Some people don't want you to say that. Some people think if you mention some things, they might happen. Some people are really fucking stupid.
It's the worst of the Opie and Anthony Show.
Welcome back to the Opie and Anthony Worst of Opie and Anthony program.
Better known as Norton and Friends.
Well, that's the most common name. It's XM202, the Norton and Friends channel, which was accidentally called High Voltage. Oops. This here is WW11, Propaganda Audio.
The Big War, sure.
Oh, I don't remember this one. I must have been away doing a gig.
You were away, so why don't you sit down and listen?
But maybe I was doing, but it couldn't be the future when I'm doing the Boston Comedy Connection, April 29th and 30th.
No, it couldn't be.
Because right now I'm in L.A. filming a pilot, which is why I had to cancel April 8th and 9th. But boy, when I come back, you can fucking bet April 29, 30. Because April 26th is when I film HBO in New York.
Oh.
And we're going to get all kinds of contact and ticket information. So hopefully you can make it.
Yeah, they'll make it.
I'll be there.
In the meantime, it's WW2 Propaganda Audio, including the song Gonna Have to Slap the Dirty Little Jap. Remember that, Ant?
Of course.
It's the worst of Opie and Anthony.
Anthony, we got some propaganda audio.
Yes.
This was the stuff to rally the troops, rally the nation. It
Back
was
in the olden days.
It was heard on regular radio.
Back when they smoked Luckies.
That was a really funny bit yesterday. So the first song we're going to hear is Remember Pearl Harbor, better known as Wipe the Jap from the Map. Can you imagine if we did this today? The outrage that would be out there?
Why can't we put out an Iraqi song where we sing about how we got to, kill the towel heads? Because these were popular songs. These weren't just niche things that were recorded that people were like, oh, that's awful. This rallied the nation.
There's one from the Andrews Sisters.
See? Very popular.
Didn't get much bigger than that back in the day. And they have a song called You're a Sap, Mr. Jap.
So many things rhymed with Jap back then. So easy to write a song. You're a sap, Mr. Jap.
All right, let's listen to just a piece of Remember Pearl Harbor.
All right.
Wipe the Jap from the map.
Remember Pearl Harbor when you sight down the barrel of your gun. Remember Pearl Harbor, never stop till you drop everyone. Give them bomb for bomb, give them shell for shell, kill 100 rats for every boy that fell. Remember Pearl Harbor, wipe the Jap from the map, give them hell.
Brush your teeth. Brush. Oh, sorry. It sounded like that.
Down on the wide blue sea, a warrior isle of sunshine lay so peacefully. Then from the sky without warning, the vultures swarmed to attack. Hiding behind their peace talk, they stabbed our boys in the back. Remember Pearl Harbor, every hour, every day that we live. Remember Pearl Harbor, and the crime we can never forgive. Through the sweat and toil, through the blood and tears, keep this battle cry ringing in our ears. Remember Pearl Harbor, let the song keep us strong through the years.
All right, enough of that. Remember Hiroshima. Yeah, I think we won in the end. I think I know how that turns out. I think we persevere and remember Pearl Harbor and barbecue a couple of 100,000 of them.
A little more than that. A little more than that. So it's just amazing. I mean, if you had these type of songs today, the outrage.
I know. You should do that.
All right, the next one.
Stupid insurgents. What rhymes with insurgent? Maybe that's why there's no songs. They give the enemy stupid names now. You can't. How the hell are you going to do that?
The next one, just a piece. We're going to have to slap the dirty little Jap.
We're going to have to slap the dirty little Jap?
And Uncle Sam's the guy who can do it.
Of course he is.
Oh, I remember this.
Written by Bob Miller, performed by Carson Robinson, typo, hopefully.
Who wrote Slap the Little Jap? Ed Norton.
They were good. I remember they opened.
We're gonna have to slap the dirty little Jap, and Uncle Sam's the guy who can do it.
Yeah.
We'll skin that streak of yellow from the sneaky little fella, and he'll think a cyclone struck him when we're through it. We'll take that double-crosser to the old woodshed. We'll start right on his bottom, and we'll go to his head. When we get done with him, he'll wish that he was dead. We've gotta slap the dirty little Jap. Uncle Sam's a man who's given a helping hand to many a foreign land, don't forget it. But when somebody goes to tromping on his toes, they'd better guard their nose or they'll regret it. We're gonna have to slap the dirty little Jap, and Uncle Sam's the guy who can do it. The Japs and all their hooey will be changed into chop suey, and the rising sun will set when we get through it. Their alibi for fighting is to save their face, for ancestors waiting in celestial space. We'll kick their precious face down to the other place. We gotta slap the dirty little Jap.
Goddamn Japs. You want to go out and get him now?
We're gonna have to slap the dirty little Jap, and Uncle Sam's the guy who can do it.
Yes, sir.
I wouldn't fool you, mister. He can raise an awful blister, and somebody's pants will burn before we're through it. We'll reach across the ocean and grab that yellow Jap and turn him upside down right on democracy's lap. We'll blister his axis and do it with a snap. We gotta slap a dirty little Jap. Uncle Sam is mild, as peaceful as a child, but never get him wild or you will rue it.
Yeah.
So now they want to fight. Well, they've bit off quite a bite, and Uncle Sam is going to make them chew it. We're going to have to slap the dirty little Jap, and Uncle Sam's the guy who can do it.
All right, you get the idea there. It goes on forever, but
Of course it does.
I smell bit, Anthony. I smell bit.
Yeah?
I think the listeners are talented enough to come up with some current propaganda songs.
Ah, a little few titles for Iraq.
Yeah,
We're going to have to cracky the dirty little Iraqi.
but you have to have it sung in this fun-loving way,
Of course
like
it's
they
fun.
did back in the day.
Back then, they could dance to that. Lovely.
I don't know. I just loved it when we were all just openly racist.
Those
Yeah.
were the days.
Because
We weren't even trying to hide it back
who are
then.
you kidding? We're all racist.
Yeah.
That
Every
yellow
single
Jap.
person that listens to this program has racism in their blood. I don't care if you're a black guy listening, a
Yeah.
white guy, a trucker, a mom,
A dirty little Jap.
or even a dirty little Jap. We are all racist. The problem is that we just make believe we're not nowadays. Back then, it was open.
People didn't care.
Man, I used to hang out at the Legion with my dad when he was alive, and man, these guys would just trash each other.
Of course.
There was a Jewish guy there, a black guy there, a Polish guy, an Irish guy, an Italian, and these guys would just go at each other's throats.
They all walked into a bar.
Yeah, they had the best racist jokes that they just would pound each other with.
Yep.
Pound each other. And my dad explained this is just how it was when he was growing up.
Yeah.
The good old days when the Klans just hated colors. Remember that? They expanded. I remember, what? See, that's the problem.
Oh, that was the problem?
But back then, no one hid behind political
Yeah.
correctness. Everyone was just openly racist.
Even in war now, you can't be racist, which is hysterical.
Oh.
You're over there, you're killing people, which is good, but you should at least, be allowed to write little ditties like this.
Yeah.
They did it back then. The Japs came over and bombed Pearl Harbor, and they wrote some songs about it. And, it wasn't like that nice little Asian gentleman needs a talking to.
Right.
No, it was, got to slap the dirty little Jap.
Well, we have to be careful with the coverage. We were talking about this a while ago, but it was brought up on TV the other day. Another suicide bomber.
Yes.
They had a big story about another suicide bomber, and no, it's called
Yeah. Homicide bomber is what Fox News calls them.
No, are you serious?
Because
Yeah,
they don't
freedom
want
fighters.
to. They don't want to put the focus on the bomber. They want to put the focus on the people that were killed. So instead of calling it a suicide bomber, they call it a homicide bomber. But meanwhile, any bombing that kills someone is a homicide bombing, whether the guy plants the bomb and runs away or straps it to his body and dies. The thing that separates it is the fact that the suicide bomber is blowing himself up. So a homicide bombing means nothing.
Right.
A roadside bombing is a homicide bombing if it kills somebody.
Yeah.
Fox News trying to be politically correct, trying to alter your viewpoint a little bit. They don't call Marine snipers snipers on Fox News.
Sharpshooters.
They're called sharpshooters
Yeah.
because sniper has bad stigma to it.
And they don't call them terrorists; they call them freedom fighters or something.
Well, some of them do, but maybe Al Jazeera. Who calls them freedom fighters?
I don't know. They don't call them terrorists. They call them something. I'll get back to you on that.
Get back to me on that one.
You go in the airport, you get checked by Arabs. Are checking me. To get on a
Really?
plane. You never seen at the airport.
I've seen that.
You know, they're checking me to see if they have it. What they're gonna do.
Yeah.
We were in L.A. in the airport. They had a sign in American, and then they had a sign under it in Arabic. Why?
Really?
I'm not lying. A big, whatever. Don't do this, do that. In Arabic and American.
That was good. Anyone that reads it, you can see who's looking at it and sweep them right up.
Oh, that's a good.
Take them in the
right.
back and work them over with the phone book.
Yeah, whose eyes are going from left to right?
Yeah. See whose eyes are
Or is
going
it
the
right
wrong
to
way.
left? Or how do they read?
Reading that drivel.
How do you read that? It's backwards, right?
Oh, they're all backwards.
So it's right
Dirt
to left,
people.
starting from the bottom, working
Dirt
their way
people.
up. I don't know.
And
And then we'll get back to more of these songs. We got a few others. We got You're a Sap, Mr. Jap,
they like that sap thing.
and Goodbye Mama, I'm off to Yokohama.
You can use that one. Goodbye, Mama. I'm hunting Osama.
There you go.
Something like that.
I'm feeling a bit though. I'm smelling it. I'm smelling the bit.
What is Patty doing?
Brand
out
new
there?
propaganda songs.
The Opie and Anthony Show.
Would you?
I love this. Silence of the Lambs, the musical. Two guys, geniuses, in my mind. I see these guys as geniuses. Decided to take Silence of the Lambs and make a musical about it. You'd think that wouldn't work, wouldn't you? Would you? But it does. Very talented.
And a lot of people have emailed me about this bit. I think you get the CD Silence of the Lambs, the musical, on FoundryMusic.com.
Ooh.
Huh? Oh? Huh? But this was the day we debuted the whole damn thing.
The worst of Opie and Anthony.
Hey, who's this?
This is John and Al.
John and Al?
Yeah, we're both here.
Hi, guys. You guys are calling from California?
Yep.
So it's like 6:40. Sorry to wake you, whatever you guys are doing there, man. But this Silence of the Lambs, the musical, is freaking hilarious. You got to tell us a little bit about it.
All right. We wrote it about.
Hey, I can recognize the voice.
Yeah, you did Buffalo Bill,
You
didn't
did
you?
Buffalo Bill.
Hey, just a little Buffalo Bill.
Would you have me?
God, I feel like I'm talking to a big-time celebrity
That's
now.
right.
Dude, we're all humming your songs.
In the truck.
How about, was she a great big fat person?
Oh, she's a great big fat person.
Very cool. So why did you guys decide to make this? Well, obviously, I mean, it's a hit, but...
We just did it for fun, to tell you the truth.
Yeah, we know that.
Basically, we saw that there was this song in Singin' in the Rain called Would You, and that's one of our favorite Buffalo Bill lines. Like for years we'd always go, Would you? And that gave us the idea. So we had like an idea for like 5 or 6 songs within a minute, and then we just did it.
What kind of musical background you got?
We have composition degrees from USC.
Really?
Yeah.
That's nice. Where'd you get you made all the music and everything?
Yeah, we did it all in our apartment.
All in your apartment? Just you guys, or did you have like orchestra or something?
No,
It sounds really good.
It's all us, and we had a woman sing on the chorus, but that's it.
It's great.
It's really great. We can't get enough of this thing. Are you selling this, or until
yeah,
they
it's
shut you
online.
down?
We had it online like for like a year and a half for free, and like lost a lot of money with people just downloading it. But that's basically what we wanted.
Yeah.
And now we sell it just to try and make some of the money back. Basically, we're breaking even because we still have it online, and it costs like $80 a month.
Where can they get Where can they get it online?
SilenceTheMusical.com.
Was it one of your favorite movies?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What's your favorite song off this
That's a
thing?
good one.
the lotion song.
Yeah, obviously.
That's the hit, man. That one is just too goddamn funny.
That's your Welcome to the Jungle. Fantastic.
Well, we also like Are You About a Size 14?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one, too, sure.
And, well, if I Could Smell Her Sea is pretty good. We played that one because we're on satellite radio.
Any other movies that you thought about doing this, too?
RoboCop.
That would be funny.
And Spartacus, but
Spartacus.
we shall see.
Cool.
Yeah. Very good.
Yeah, we just
Very
want to say
good.
hi to you guys because we've been having a lot of fun with this song the last
Thanks a lot.
week or so. And we're going to link you guys to our website, so.
Would you?
Fuck me hard. Hey, what was that song? I'm crying over you, cry. You know the song in the background that he's tucking his dick between his legs and dancing to?
Oh, yeah, the real song in the movie.
Crying over you. Yeah, it's really a hot number. I don't know what the name of that song
A
is.
hot number?
Yeah.
Over you.
Dirty mechanic fingernails, tweaking his own nipples. Fuck me hard.
I love it. Great job, guys.
SilenceTheMusical.com.
What?
Yeah, these guys are half asleep. I mean, let's be honest here.
Your website is SilenceTheMusical.com. People can purchase this.
Yeah. And maybe a few of our listeners should purchase it, please. I know our fans are, internet savvy, but someone throw some money at these guys.
Just tape it off the fucking radio. Fuck these guys, I hope that they go broke.
Put the fucking money in the PayPal.
All right, if you guys got anything else you want us to play on the radio, just contact Steve, okay?
Okay, thanks a lot.
You guys rock. Thank you.
guys.
All right.
See you later.
There they go, John and Al.
Very funny.
Very funny. Want to
Couple
play
of
another one? Or?
artistes. Couple of artistes. They're just hanging out there in California. How long ago did they do that? It's like what?
About a year and a half ago.
About a year and a half ago? Are they still in school?
No, they're both. They're working at some place that has to do with film
What are
composition.
they
film
together
scoring.
so early in the morning for?
They're brothers.
Doing Goofs on Musical. Oh, they're brothers.
They're brothers.
Okay, I was thinking maybe there was a lover thing going on there. He's my lover. Put your fucking dick in my asshole.
Put your fucking cock in my funky treasure.
The virus is now free.
I'm an ass.
Because nobody would pay for a virus.
You better recognize
This is the worst of O&A. XM's High Voltage 202. O&A.
Opie and Anthony in the XM food chain are somewhere between the CEO and the lady who cleans the urinals. And she's really nice, but they're
Opie and Anthony are finally free on XM 202 High Voltage.
XM Satellite Radio's Bruce Kelly here with another Opie and Anthony Interlocutor. A lot of fans have followed you from Stinky FM to XM.
Mm-hmm.
And how have they reacted to the entire XM platform?
Well, they haven't checked out any of the other stations yet. They're so loyal to us, they just listen to us 24 hours a day.
Yeah.
So I guess we should tell them there are other fine channels on this thing they call XM.
Yeah, they could switch over. Here's some music, maybe some other comedy that isn't us. Sure, have fun with it. They've been pretty cool. I think they got a big kick out of the language, the freedom you get to say certain words or just content and stuff. So they were pretty happy with that. I don't think it's that big a change though, as far as the show goes on the whole. I think they're pretty familiar with it. Nothing really big. Not that big a change.
Did you just go for a serious answer to a question?
No,
that was a very serious answer.
Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to.
It's a valid point.
Fell into it.
We don't really care what our listeners think.
Yeah, that's true.
You don't even care what anyone thinks in this room. It's all
really
about
don't.
you.
I just care about how late that clock is ticking.
We've actually lost a lot of listeners to the 80s channel and Bob Edwards. Dr. Laura and our Art and us are going to do a little cross-promotion.
Have you seen Bob
Edwards?
Edwards?
And we're going to vomit.
Have you seen Bob Edwards? Tell me he doesn't have something in his closet waiting
geez.
to pop out.
Yeah.
And they talk about us.
He does. Bob Edwards Gacy. I'll tell you what he's got. He's got a clown outfit in his closet.
He walks around that Washington facility like a ghoul.
When I'm not on the air, I like to paint.
He's like a lazy late night horror show host.
That's right. Someone go to his house immediately and dig up his backyard.
He only does a 1 hour show because it's hard to get radio equipment into a crawl space.
Yeah, how does he get the deal? He's on 1 hour a day. I found that out today.
1 hour day with 9 producers.
Yeah, 9 producers. And he goes home. And coming up later tonight, Preacher from the Black Lagoon. Tune in to the Bob Edwards Horror Show. Boo!
Opie and Anthony are finally free.
That's the strength of our country.
Now, back to the roast of Opie and Anthony.
Ah, yes. We go to the well a second time, right, Anthony?
Of course we do.
This is Anthony doing Tony Danza.
The well.
As a listener, stands online waiting to get into the Tony Danza show.
It's the worst. Opie and Anthony.
Well, Anthony, we got Sex Bagel on the line. We don't want to say where he is because it could ruin what we're about to do.
What's his name? It's not up there.
Sex Bagel. He works for us.
Who?
Eric. He works on the show.
Oh, Eric?
Yeah, you know Eric.
I didn't know. It's not up on the board.
Eric?
Yeah, I'm here.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, I have a lady right here. Not only is she a huge Tony Danza fan, she was telling me that she used to be on the Family Feud back in when? 1993. Did you score big?
We did talk shows and we won over $18,000.
They won over $18,000 on the Family Feud.
Wow, that's wonderful. Did you tell her that we're thinking about putting her on the Tony Danza show today?
Yes, I did, and they're all excited. Her and her family is right here, and they're just waiting to speak to Tony.
All right, and where is she from?
I'm sorry, where are you from?
We are from New Jersey, Surgeonsville.
They're from Surgeonsville, New Jersey.
All right, and what's her name?
Her name is Joan. I'm going to give her the phone right now, and just get Tony ready, and he'll like
Tony character.
All right, let's get Joan on the phone here.
Okay, here's Joan.
Here?
Yeah, he's right on the phone.
Hello, Tony.
Hey, Joan, how you doing?
I'm doing fine. We can't wait to come inside and see you in person.
Well, I can't wait to have you on the show.
Thank you. I mean, we watch it every day. We love it. I especially like the food, particularly.
Oh, you like the cooking segments?
I do. I like the food segments.
Well, you know, I love to cook. Being Italian, you know, I cook a lot at home.
Uh-huh.
And my kids, they get involved, and I think it's something a lot of people like, you know?
Oh, you know what? I have a great recipe for spaghetti and clams, the white sauce.
Spaghetti and clams, that's my favorite.
Well, you know what? I'll send you the recipe.
You got a fantastic recipe for that?
Yeah, I'll send it to you.
You know something? Hey, one day I would love to have you maybe come on the show as a listener cooking segment or a viewer cooking segment. Oops. And
I would love to.
And we could have you cook your special.
Wonderful. Actually, you know, if you ever come over to New Jersey, you can come out to Surgeonsville. We live way out in the country, and it's a beautiful area close to the Delaware River.
Oh, you have a nice place out there?
Oh, yeah. So, you know, we'll cook your spaghetti and clams first. You might as well taste it before it's aired.
Yeah, I should taste it first. I like taking a little taste before I dip in, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Hey, how long you been a fan? You remember me from Taxi?
I'm sorry, Tony, I couldn't understand that.
Hey, you remember me from my old days in Taxi?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. We've been following your career. I know that you do shows in Atlantic City. We're about 2 hours away from Atlantic City.
Oh, 2 hours. So you go there a lot?
Say that again?
So you go to Atlantic City a lot?
Oh, yes.
Oh, I love going there, to gambling,
whores,
yeah.
It's wonderful.
Oh, it's wonderful.
It's wonderful.
You'll get on the big loser bus and take that down there?
Yeah.
Fantastic.
It's great. Are you going to be in Atlantic City soon?
Well, yeah, you know, I got my album, so I like to sing, and I go down there to Tropicana, and I get up there, and, I whine, and the Rubes give me money. It's fantastic.
Oh, wonderful. Well, I have a cousin who happens to own a condo right on the boardwalk at the end of the casinos, and it is just fabulous to go and visit him.
That sounds fantastic.
Yes.
You know something?
What?
You sound like a big Tony Danza fan.
I am the biggest Tony Danza fan.
So I want to do something a little special for you.
Oh, thank you, Tony.
Here it comes, kids. Hold on to your hats.
Okay.
I need a little relaxation before the show. You know, it's a stressful situation being out there. I'm kind of new to the talk show thing. You understand?
Yes.
So I'm thinking I could use a little company in the dressing room.
Oh, my goodness.
How would you like to come backstage and hang out with me while I get ready for the show?
I would love it. I would love it. Do I bring my family? Me.
Excuse me?
Just me, or do I bring the 3 people I came with?
Well, who do you have with you?
My husband is here, and my 2 friends, Karen and Phyllis.
Your husband's there?
Yes.
Well, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Can you see where this is going? I can. Now, I'd like you know something? Bring the whole family with you.
Oh,
backstage to hang out with me before the show, because I need to relax a little bit.
Okay, great. That's great. Well, you are just so special to say that. Thank you so very much.
I love being special. And you know what relaxes me?
What's that? I love to relax with you.
Strap in, kids. You know what relaxes me backstage?
Excuse me?
You know what relaxes me backstage in my dressing room?
Sure.
A nice fucking blowjob.
Oh, my. I'm sorry, I missed that on the phone.
No, you didn't.
Should I?
Tony likes having his hog sucked before I gotta placate to the rubes out there. I would never use a word like placate. What am I, insane? Before I entertain all the rubes out there in my audience.
Oh, okay.
I like blowing a load on someone's face, and you seem like that person.
Okay. Should I give this phone to Eric so he knows what's going on?
You better give it to him so he can run as fast as he can away from your husband when you tell him the news that you'll be backstage sucking Tony Danza's cock.
Okay.
Fantastic.
I heard what you said. I'm going backstage, Eric.
Okay.
Okay, here. I'm going to give you to Eric so you can tell him what's going on.
Fantastic.
Okay. See you soon, Tony, and thank you so much.
You certainly will.
All right, I will come back right out and I'll have a...
Hey, run, Eric, run.
All right, you got it?
Yeah, you can come home.
Wow. Okay.
Well, I don't know. Maybe, is she telling her husband right now?
That what? I'm sorry?
Is she telling her husband right now?
Oh, my God, they're jumping up and down.
I think she was so starstruck she had no clue what I was saying.
Eric, ask her if she understands what's going on.
All right, hold on. Let me move back. They're moving the line in. Hold on. John, they just wanted me to ask you, do you guys understand what's going on and everything, right, about what he said? About the backstage and all that?
Just be there.
Just be there? Yes, she understands.
Does she understand what she has to do to Tony, though?
You understand what you have to do for Tony, right? She doesn't... She was having trouble hearing. She just said to tell her if... again, what? You want me to tell you?
Yes.
All right, what does Tony want her to do?
I think that Tony should tell her.
Maybe Tony should tell her.
Yeah, Tony should tell her.
Tony wants to tell her? Okay, hold on. Yeah, Tony loves you. He can't get enough of you.
Okay, I'm going to try to hear out here.
All right, Joan, you listening?
Yeah, I'm listening.
Look, I need you to come backstage before the show and give Tony Danza, myself, some oral favors.
Some oral favors? Is that what you said? What did you say?
You heard me right, honey.
Party favors?
No, not party favors. I need oral treats before the show to get me loosened up. And I pick a broad online. Every day, Eric finds a broad that could give me oral favors.
Eric is telling me I have to blow out those party favor things.
No, he's saying a blowjob.
Yeah.
I know what you... I understand what you're saying.
Do you get it now?
I get it now.
Joan Jones, suck on my bone.
And you're not going to get this on television saying that?
No. The Tony Danza on TV's got to be all nice. The one backstage makes you choke.
She can't hear me.
No.
She can't hear me
No,
right now.
not yet.
Get her to run up on stage during the show.
All righty.
All right.
There's two Tony Danzas.
Also, I'm going to introduce you during the show.
Okay, hon. That's
So actually, I can't say your name.
That's
but,
all right.
But right after I say extravaganza, I want you to run up on stage and join me.
Oh my goodness.
Absolutely. I need a big hug from you.
Okay.
Right after I say extravaganza, in the audience, everyone yells it out for the big prize money.
Yes.
And I'm going to present you with $10,000 for helping me out.
Oh, you're kidding.
So all you got to do right after extravaganza.
I run up just as though, no one introduces me, so I just look like...
No, you're going to look like a crazed fan, but I'm going to put my arms around you. I'm going to introduce you to the crowd.
Okay.
And, it's for, Disney, the Visa, and extravaganza.
Okay, I can do that.
And you can tell you can tell your family and stuff, but we want to keep it secret from the audience.
Okay. Okay, that's it.
All right, Joan.
I will not be shy.
And I'll see you right after the show.
Okay, thank you, Tony. Take care.
Thank you, Joan.
It's my pleasure.
No, my pleasure.
Okay, I'm going to give it to Eric.
Give the phone to Eric.
Okay.
All right, Eric, here's the deal. You got to, convince her. So tell her, you know what you have to do. When Tony says extravaganza. Extravaganza. She has to run from the crowd and run on stage and hug Tony. And if she does that, she gets $10,000, but she can't tell anyone it's happening.
She's got to wait 5 seconds for the graphics to show. She's got to wait 5
Well,
seconds.
no, by the time she gets up there.
back
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah, it'll be crazy.
Eric, try to sell that, all right, and then get out of there.
All right.
Be as serious as possible, and no one is supposed to know. Tell her.
Okay.
It's a new bit.
But don't make it like too much of a secret where she's going to be onto it.
Yeah.
Just reinforce what I said. That's all.
All right.
And Tony approved this, right?
Of course Tony did.
Okay?
Yeah.
Of course.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
They're just reiterating to me, you know what to do during the extravaganza when the graphic comes up? Because he loves giving away other people's money. You know that, right? So when he does extravaganza, graphics go up, and she's up there doing the Plinko thing. You know what to do, right? You go up there and give him... And Tony's cool with it? And she's all excited.
All right, great.
Okay?
All right, thank you, Eric.
You go inside, you warm up, and you have a good time at the show, and we're going to get you backstage, all right? Okay, we're good.
All right, thank you, Eric. We'll see you in a little while.
Bye.
Holy ass, that's...
Oh, if I'm watching that later and this broad does this, I'm going to crap myself.
That's just too easy.
I will crap myself. They just are so thrilled to death that they are talking with Tony Danza that he can say anything to these people. Anything.
All right.
Oh, that was so funny.
Oh, please, God, let that work.
Greg from Bloomfield, oh, man, you jerk-offs are going to force me to watch that fucking Tony Danza show now. Well, I hope it works. It's an experiment. We'll see.
It will eventually.
Eventually, it will work. Yeah.
Absolutely. If we have to send the intern out with a Tony Danza shirt, we have to have a Tony Danza shirt made.
Who doesn't want one?
Well, I'd like one too.
One with him in a Spider-Man suit with that luscious hog.
That was funny.
All right, well.
Strap in.
That was great,
Here
dude.
it comes.
That was really good. Another successful Tony Danza phone call.
Can't lose. They love Tony.
The worst of O&A.
I don't care if you throw your XM down the toilet.
Complete with XM interloculars. And they ain't body parts. XM's high voltage 202. The virus is now free.
Yeah, sure. I know the Opie and Anthony theme song. 1, 2, 3. Opie. Dun, 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 dun. Anthony. Dun, 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 dun. The guy Jim. Dun, 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 dun. Opie. Dun, 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 dun. Anthony. Dun, 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 dun. The guy Jim. Dun, 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 dun. Opie. Dun, 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 dun. Anthony. Dun, dun, dun. What's the problem? It's better than Green Acres.
Come already.
Celebrating the first free week of O&A.
I've heard worse.
Something tells me it's not true.
Opie and Anthony interlocular. The legendary Black Earl from the O&A virus. He's not only Black Earl because he's black, but because he...
I wear all black. all the time.
Why's that?
I like the color. No other reason. I like the color.
Let me see your underwear.
Here it is. See, look. Yeah.
And Black Girl is black all the way around. Black Girl, what originally drew you to Opie and Anthony?
Funny. Just plain funny, and they were different, and they were new guys, and we always welcome new guys, and it was just something different. It was just such a vibe thing. It was like, these guys they're going to bring something to the table that we've never seen before, and probably will never see again.
Especially if they get fired again.
Yeah, especially if they get fired again. So,
you're the sales guy for Opie and Anthony. You need to sell the rest of the XM Nation on the O&A virus. Everybody who's never heard of them or haven't heard them yet on XM, go ahead.
If you want unfiltered, uncensored, brilliant comedy, brilliant commentary, debauchery, this is the show. And again, unfiltered, and to paraphrase another show, no spin, no nonsense. It's what it is, and it's the truth. O&A is the truth. For everyone who has XM and has not listened to Opie and Anthony, this is a unique and wonderful opportunity to hear a fabulous show. It's different, it's edgy, it's informative, it's funny. It'll probably make you barf on more than one occasion, but it's just something special, and XM listeners are going to be in for something that's truly amazing.
We got it all on tape, big guy. Now, back to the worst of Opie and Anthony.
Audio newsreel.
I'm going to make so much money off these assholes. Highly underpaid.
Hey guys, hope you're enjoying the worst of Opie and Anthony. We're going to be back live, I think, April 11th, live from Boston at Bill's Bar for opening day, Sox-Yankees. We're doing the show from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. on the East Coast, I believe. It's going to be a crazy time at Bill's Bar. We're hoping to see a lot of you guys out there. Maybe some old faces from our Boston days and a lot of new faces.
Wheelchair Fred.
Wheelchair Fred's going to make an appearance.
Yep.
But in the meantime, you're stuck listening to the worst of. But I think there's some really good stuff that we've been playing the last few days.
Certainly.
This is one of my favorite bits since coming to XM Satellite Radio, I got to tell you. It's when Anthony went off on the whole cigarette ad thing.
Oh, right. I remember that it was yesterday.
I think Steve found some old cigarette ads, some old cigarette radio commercials, and Ant just went off on a tangent. You know, that's the beauty of doing the show with Anthony. Sometimes you just don't know where he's going to go, and this is one of the standout bits we've done since coming to XM Satellite Radio.
A brilliant improv.
Ooh. Check it out.
It's the worst of Opie and Anthony.
So, Anthony, we got the Flintstones talking about cigarettes. We mentioned this earlier.
A little earlier. The times they did a change. You used to be able to have cigarette ads on television. And even cartoon characters, which now you can't have a cartoon character hawking anything now, or else they say you're exploiting the children, harming the children. But back in the old days, cigarettes. Who was this? Winston, I think.
Winston.
Fred and Barney.
They sure work hard, don't they, Barney? Yeah? I hate to see them work so hard. Yeah, me too. Let's go around back where we can't see them. Gee, we ought to do something, Fred. Okay. How's about taking a nap? Hey, I got a better idea. Let's take a Winston break. That's it. Winston is the one filter cigarette that delivers flavor 20 times a pack. Winston's got that filter blend. Yeah, Fred. Filter blend makes the big taste difference, and only Winston has it up front where it counts. Here, ahead of the pure white filter. Winston packs rich tobaccos specially selected and specially processed for good flavor in filter smoking. Yeah, Barney, Winston tastes good like a cigarette should.
The Flintstones have been brought to you by Winston, America's best-selling, best-tasting filter cigarette.
Winston tastes good like a cigarette should.
Wilma, I've got to get to the rock quarry. They took my throat out. I got throat cancer from Winston cigarettes. Barney,
Could you pedal the car with your feet today? I'm weak from the chemo.
Cartoons hawking butts.
They show Betty in one episode having to fill one side of the bra with tissue because she smoked for a long time.
Oh, my God. Are you insane?
Why, Betty?
Why, I'm Betty? Oh, we're going into silly zone again. All right. Well, there you go. The Flintstones talking about cigarettes. That's a little strange. The voices were a little off, though, right?
Yeah, it almost sounded like fake Fred.
It sounded
Hey,
like
Barney.
Yeah, it sounded like Jackie Gleason.
Yeah.
Well, that cartoon was based on the
Honeymooners.
Stolen from. I hated the Flintstones.
Stolen. Did you? I loved it growing up.
Jetsons, too. Hated it.
I hated the Jetsons. Loved the Flintstones, though.
I don't like Bugs Bunny because there was a viciousness to it.
Bugs was great. Probably the best cartoons ever made were the old Warner Brothers cartoons.
Yeah.
But now they cut out all. But now they cut out all the violence when you see.
Of course.
When you see Bugs Bunny now.
All those cartoons were all about the violence. It's all about smashing people on the heads with frying pans and shooting them in the face with shotguns. And then they cut it to pieces now.
I'm
Not
the
even
Easter Bunny.
funny.
Hooray! Smashing his face on the
Wham.
ground.
Oh, I loved it.
Yeah.
I loved those cartoons. Growing up, watched them all the time. I can't believe you didn't like the
Never
whole
liked them.
nastiness.
What?
Bugs was just a nasty
I liked
thing.
Bugs Bunny.
Oh, you did?
No, I loved them.
I thought you said you didn't
No,
like
I hate
Bugs
the Flintstones. I like Bugs Bunny.
I'm so confused.
No, Bugs Bunny was great, man. That's
Yes.
that's the best cartoon.
It is. Uh-oh.
Effing idiots. Peter from whackbag.com. What cigarette did Opie smoke? Chesterfields?
No, he kicked that habit. Right in the liver.
A lot of rumors flying around
Yeah.
as far as this show goes.
I don't know why.
What are you giving me, Eric?
People love Lost in Space.
Oh, okay. I see. All right. Thank you.
What'd you give Opie?
Just
Opie?
cartoon theme songs.
Oh, what is it? What are you drinking, Ben? A little water?
Can we get more coffee? I'm fading fast.
Get an intern. Opie wants coffee.
Let's go.
Coffee.
All right. Well, we have the Winston commercials, too. You want to try a couple of these?
Yeah, let's hear some of these older day commercials.
Oh, no, this is for Newport.
Newport? Yo, B, I loves the Newport. Groovy.
Just give me a coffee.
Newport tastes fresher, tastes better too.
Ain't that great?
Newport tastes fresher, tastes better too.
This just conjure up images of walking into the Copa,
Tastes better too.
smoking cigarettes and drinking.
Any other menthol cigarette.
Walking through the back of the Copa. on
Walk
your
through the
first date.
back.
I
They
think
put
that's
your
about
table
it.
up front.
I think that's about
Oh.
it. It's just a jingle. That one's
That
boring.
music's great, ain't it?
And then this one's for Lucky Strike. Old cigarette ads.
Lucky Strike. First again with Tobacco Men. First again with Tobacco Men.
What?
LSMFT. LSMFT. Lucky Strike means fine tobacco.
Yes, in a cigarette, it's the tobacco that counts. And Lucky Strike means fine tobacco.
Yes.
So round. So firm. So fully packed.
Yes.
So free and easy on the draw.
So for your own real deep down smoking enjoyment, smoke that smoke of fine tobacco, Lucky Strike.
And remember, collards, use your own water fountain.
Don't these just all sound...
Yes, Lucky Strike. Smoke them without Negroes around.
Oh.
After you've run the fire hose on black people, enjoy the draw of a nice Lucky Strike. Yes, Lucky cigarettes. To be enjoyed without the pain and agony of having black people around. You could walk into a diner that doesn't serve Negroes and light up a Lucky Strike. So after you go home and beat your wife, draw on a a nice Lucky Strike. You'll be lucky there are no Negroes in your neighborhood, 'cause you're white and live in America, and you're free not to live near black people and smoke Lucky Strike cigarettes. Ah, the good old days.
That's wonderful.
What do you call a black guy that's smoking a cigarette? See, you laughed. I wanted to tell you the answer there.
What was the answer?
I'm not saying that. You reckon the timing of the bit.
You call him nicotine.
What?
That's what's in a cigarette. Nicotine.
Oh, nicotine.
That's what I said.
Nicotine. Okay.
Enjoy Lucky Strike cigarettes. And enjoy your whiteness and the whiteness of your neighborhood, your family, your workplace, the water fountain, the buses, every place in America. Lucky Strike, the official cigarette of the Send Them Back to Africa campaign. Feel that draw, the pleasure of smoking and living in a white country. After you sick the German shepherds on some Negroes, enjoy Lucky Strike cigarettes. They're wonderful, like white people.
They just all sound like that.
You can tell it's old. There's something
Right.
about the sound you
There's
can
just
tell.
that sound of rampant racism in it.
Let's try a cigarette spot for Montclair? Montclair cigarettes. All right.
Now, a cigarette that's low in tar and nicotine, high in menthol flavor. New Montclair. Just enough in every puff makes every puff a pleasure. How much is just enough? Just enough menthol to please your taste. Montclair's new charcoal menthol filter does it. Charcoal granules that are both activated and mentholated release just enough menthol to freshen every puff, so every puff tastes as good as the first puff. What's so modern about Montclair?
Modern.
The answer is in Montclair's modern menthol flavor. Yet Montclair is surprisingly low in tar and nicotine. But the flavor's still there when you smoke Montclair. Just enough in every puff makes every puff a pleasure. Smoke Montclair. New from the American Tobacco Company.
That sounds
more
good.
mellow.
Yeah, that's a mellow one. You want another Lucky Strike? We'll try one more Lucky Strike.
Lucky.
Places all join hands, circle left. Now circle right and listen to me. LSMFT. Alimenture corners like swinging on a gate. To right, dear honey, with a right left eight. Grand right left around you go. Lucky Strike means fine tobacco. Meet your honey and give her a whirl. All swing around with the little girls. Smoke 'em, then you'll see. LSMFT. Promenade and don't you fall. Promenade around the hall. Lucky Strike is first again with tobacco men. Promenade straight down the pike. It's time right now for a Lucky Strike. Yes, for smoking that you're bound to like. You just can't beat a Lucky Strike.
Yes, sir. They're playing that chicken picking music.
I hope whoever wrote that never smoked and still got cancer.
Swing your partner to and fro. Look around, no black Sambo. Ah, yes, Lucky Strike's a wonderful flavor. Taste the draw of Lucky Strike as you drop your children off at an all-white school. No Negroes here. The only place you want charcoal is in your filter. The charcoal filter of Lucky Strike. Wonderful. That's also the only place you want tar, baby, is in your cigarette. Not walking the streets of your all-white neighborhood. Lucky Strike. What a wonderful cigarette. Good for dining, dancing, or lynching. Light up a Lucky Strike. You can light it off your Zippo lighter, a match, or a burning cross on a Negro's lawn. Whatever it takes, light up that Lucky Strike. You know why Lucky Strike cigarettes are so good? Look at them. They're white. That's right. When have you ever saw a black cigarette? Never, because it couldn't possibly be good. Lucky Strike with their wonderful white paper. Smoke Luckies, because we don't like Negroes.
What a time. What a time we lived in.
I think we have one more for Lucky Strike.
Lucky again?
I mean, no, let's try a Newport. Another Newport ad. These were boring, though, right? We didn't like the first one.
I don't know. It's kind of jazzy. Skippity-wow, wow.
Smooth and fresh is
This for a pot?
for taste.
Never harsh, never rough.
The smoothest tasting menthol cigarette.
New
Wow,
Port,
wow.
King size and new deluxe 100s.
Little tune written for a cigarette ad, 1936.
You think she had to kill the cigarette because it was talking to her? It's that voice.
Do you notice that the menthol ads are all have a cool, mellow thing like that? Was
Mellow,
the message that was
jazzy.
like, you hang back and have a menthol.
Right.
ad. Yeah.
Right. But the other cigarettes,
Yeah.
Lucky. Smoking Lucky.
Let's say hi to John in Jersey. Of course, Jersey again. John?
Hey, what's up, guys? What's up, bitch tits?
Hi, John. I don't appreciate that type of language.
I just want to tell you guys, when Anthony said he was going to stick to German Shepherds, I almost drove into a ditch. You guys rock.
This is the part of the program where we allow you to compliment the bit.
Oh, thank you.
I'm tearing down the third wall for everyone, Anthony, so we could feel a little better about ourselves. What's that?
What is that, Eric?
I have no idea.
Eric, what are you doing?
Pack of Marlboros. You ever heard that theory that the Marlboro box was
KKK?
designed like the KKK thing, the hoods and... the
Oh,
way you
really?
get- yeah, that's been around for years, that theory.
Yeah, there are all kinds of rumors like that.
Yeah, all right, well.
I don't think Marlboro's in cahoots with the Klan.
This is the new and improved Opie and Anthony show, so we don't beat things into the ground. So
We'll
we're
try not
We're
to.
going to say cut right there
All right.
and end the bit.
End the bit.
Bravo to Anthony.
Bit
for
is
coming
over.
coming up with that on
Oh!
the fly.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for the musical accompaniment in there.
Derek?
The only time you want tar, baby, is in your cigarette. That was great.
Richard Jenny coming up. All
No,
right.
I didn't live in those times. I was saying those were some... Guys like, how old are you? No, I wasn't around during those. Yeah, that's right, sure.
It's called a bit, silly.
All right.
Oh, God. Yeah, me, Burt Lancaster. We would go out and smoke.
The Opie and Anthony Show.
You're listening to the worst of Opie and Anthony.
Whoa, I thought the voiceover guy was in the room with us.
Thank you.
Oh.
Thank you.
All right, look, man, I want to eat lunch.
Thank you.
This is the dropping acid PSA. Next.
Well, you know what, though? I love this piece of audio, though. It's some, like, hippie, trippy chick from San Francisco that was dropping acid for the first time or something like that.
Yeah, it tells her bad experience with dropping acid, and it was supposed to teach the kids so they didn't do it.
This made me want to do acid. Especially
Really?
when
You
the-
wanted to see a...
Oh, yeah, especially when the hot dog comes to life.
Yeah, don't ruin it.
Oh.
You spoiler of things.
I'm kind of feeling bad about myself now.
No, now. They probably heard it anyway.
Yeah, that's true.
Unless you're one of these new shitheads that's just tuning in because we're off the premium channel.
Thanks,
Chintzy
cheapo.
fuckers. That's what you deserve.
The worst of Opie and Anthony.
You know what, Ant? It's really early, and I think it would be very effective if we play that drop acid PSA right away.
Oh, yeah. I like this one.
Well, every day we're finding stuff that we used to play on the old show.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we forgot about a lot of things because we were off the air for 2 years, and you know, we weren't able to take any of our stuff with us. So slowly but surely we're rebuilding the show.
Yeah.
And it's been kind of fun to rediscover things, you know?
I know, we hadn't heard them in quite a while, didn't have them, and now they're just turning up. What, do people send these in, or is Eric finding them?
Well, Eric is amazing. Sex Bagel does a great job for the radio show, and then the listeners are just taking it upon themselves going, God, I can't believe they don't have this clip and they're not playing it yet, and they're sending in stuff all the time. You know, we've said over the years that the Opie and Anthony Show is truly the people's radio program.
Yes.
You know, when we start sucking, you know, that's when the listeners need to do their part.
Oh, I thought you were going to blame them.
Yeah, well, in a way,
When
I
they
am.
start sucking, it's your fault for not sending us stuff.
Well, they participate in the show, and, you know, sometimes we need them a little more than usual, right?
Right.
You know, maybe today we just tell the listeners, hey, this is your show today. What do you
Ooh.
want to hear?
Ooh.
What do you want to do with this program today?
That's really giving them
a lot of responsibility.
A lot of responsibility.
What would they ask for? I know what these sick fucks would ask for.
Yeah, I know.
A lot of sex, a lot of girls playing with themselves, which is just fine by me. Yeah, so we got the drop acid PSA.
I hadn't heard this in quite some time.
This was something that came out, I guess, in the early 70s, maybe?
Yeah, when they were putting out a lot of PSAs about drugs, drug use. Can't have your kid doing drugs. So they figured that if a young person was telling people what it was like to do drugs and how bad it was, that maybe your kid wouldn't do drugs.
Right. And I think the scenario is this lady is kind of hanging out in San Francisco.
San Francisco.
Is Market Street in San Francisco? I don't even know.
Yeah, I think so, right?
Yeah? Anyone? Bueller?
Yeah.
Anyone? My brother's giving a thumbs up, so I guess so. So, this is an example of why you shouldn't drop acid.
Right.
Because drop acid was all the rage back in the early 70s.
Dropping acid. But they also kind of hint that marijuana might be a stepping stone.
Yeah, it starts with
Bigger
marijuana
drugs.
and ends
right.
with acid.
Acid.
So this thing made us, I don't know, laugh pretty hard this morning as we were preparing for the show. And I think it's something you should play real early while people are still kind of waking up and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's kind of creepy, too, you know, the sound effects and stuff.
The bad 60s and early 70s sound effects.
Right. Check this out.
Synthesizer.
I first dropped acid when I was 18. I was over at these people's house one night. This guy I went to school with was over there and asked me if I wanted to try some acid. I had read about it in the newspapers and heard a few friends talk about it, so I was curious. I was pretty jacked up on marijuana, so I decided to try it, and I dropped it. I don't know what I was waiting for, a flash or a rush or whatever, but I kept sitting there waiting, and nothing was happening. So I got up and then went to the dresser and put on a pair of pink capris and a green and brown blouse. I thought the colors were beautiful. So we tripped down to Market Street, and I decided to buy a hot dog.
Ooh. She decides to buy a hot dog.
Hippie chick in her pink capris, little top.
Goddamn hippies. Yeah, with the little hairy armpits.
Oh, you know, she's just a mess.
Going out for a hot dog.
And she's stringy-haired, greasy, hippie mess back then.
And she leaves the house, and she's probably not tripping that much yet.
Yeah.
Probably thinking, hey, this is not that bad after all.
Not bad.
It's just a little stronger than marijuana, but I think I can handle myself. I'm gonna hit the streets of San Francisco and get myself a hot dog.
My 70s Earth Mama muff was pushing out my capris.
Right.
Big friggin' Brillo pads.
Looked like I was smuggling a yo-yo in my capris. All right, so she's stepping out to get her hot dog.
Okay.
So far, so good, right?
No problem.
She probably has the munchies from all the drug abuse.
From the pot.
There you go.
And I decided to buy a hot dog.
Flying saucer came down. What was that?
Yeah, it sounds like Ed Wood.
Yeah.
Cut, print, perfect. Perfect.
I was very hungry. And I had put mustard and ketchup and relish in the usual. And I put the hot dog up to my mouth, and somebody started screaming.
Uh-oh.
I didn't know what was happening, so I looked up at my friend Terry and said, "Did you hear that? Didn't you hear someone scream?" He said no.
He said, "Don't be a bummer."
I got the hot dog up to my mouth again, and I was ready to bite, and the scream got louder.
That's a sound effect of a scream back in the
I
early
know.
70s
What
or
the
something?
hell is that? The Moog synthesizer.
I think it would have been much more effective if it was an actual scream. The hot dog screaming at her. But instead they go with the sound effects. I backed up a little bit.
I got the hot dog up to my mouth again, and I was ready to bite, and the scream got louder. And it hit me. No, it couldn't be. And I looked down at the hot dog, and there was a face on him.
Uh-oh.
What kind of face you think was on the hot dog?
On a hot dog, a little smiley wiener face. What was it? Then I realized it wasn't a hot dog at all. It was my friend Terry's cock. I put it up to my mouth and it spit at me. You know Terry's having a good time, right? He's in San Francisco.
Yeah, Terry's a professional.
Summer of love.
He's like, hey, he found a new broad.
Right.
He's thinking, hey, she can handle the acid like me.
Free love. We'll do a little acid.
We'll
Go back to my pad and bang.
Yeah, we're going to eat some hot dogs, and she's going to eat my hot dog.
Right, yeah.
Under the black lights with the lava lamps rocking.
This hippie bitch is ready to screw it all up.
Jefferson Airplane playing in the background. White
Right,
Rabbit.
of course
this guy's
it
like,
is.
yeah, baby.
Yeah, it's a great time to be alive, man.
But this broad is a buzzkill.
She's a bummer.
She's a real bummer. She's seen faces in a hot dog.
In a hot dog.
The summer of love, come on.
Supposed to have a good time. It's San Francisco in the 60s, man.
Right. Who sees faces in a hot dog? Except this bitch.
Bumming Terry out.
Eyes, nose, a mouth. I had put the ketchup to where it looked like his hair.
Redhead.
Right about now, Terry's like, oh, great.
Oh, boy. Now I'm going to have to babysit this acid head.
Right.
She's having a bad trip.
I'm going to go to Haight-Ashbury and see if there's any other broads that I can pick up.
Nose, a mouth. I had put the ketchup to where it looked like his hair. And he started telling me that I couldn't eat him. That he had a wife and 7 kids at home to support. And I stood there with this hot dog and asked Terry, do you know this hot dog is talking to me? And he says, nah, let's get out of here.
What kind of answer is that? Nah. Hot dog's talking to me? Nah, let's get out of here. Let's screw.
Right.
Let's ball.
That's why I said, nah, let's get out of here. He's thinking in his head, all right, she's ready for some action.
He knows she's just going to ruin everything. Right. The guy gave her the acid, so he's like, he had the acid, probably used to it, knows how to do it and have a good goddamn time doing it. And she is just wrecking. You know, he looked over, and she said the hot dog's talking, and he's, it's babysitting session now.
But that's why he wants to get out of there. He thinks he can get one in before she really crashes.
Quick, let's go back to my place. We'll ball, man, and then, you know, everything will be groovy. Don't worry about it.
And then we'll crash.
Yeah.
And the hot dog and Mitzi has a wife and 7 kids. I wonder if he spoke any Mexican accent.
And he says, nah, let's get out of here. He thought I was just faking. And I told him, look at the thing. He's got a face. And he's screaming. And the guy finally looked over, and he got on the same trip that I was on.
Thanks.
And we sat there carrying on a conversation with that hot dog. Finally, I decided I was just hallucinating, so I put it in my mouth and bit down.
It turns into a horror movie.
You know something? Perhaps if you're on acid and your hot dog is talking to you, even if you realize you're hallucinating and like you kind of talk yourself down a little bit, perhaps you should just write off eating the hot dog. You know what I mean? Like you kind of reach the point where you're like, look, I'm hallucinating. The hot dog isn't really talking to me. Perhaps I should put the hot dog down, though, and walk away.
Right.
Not bite it.
You will let me know if that hot dog stops screaming.
God.
Oh, that's good. Oh, my goodness.
I got to hear the scream.
So it screamed.
Listen to this again.
So I put it in my mouth and bit down. It screamed so loud that you could hear it all over town, so I had to throw it on the ground and step on it.
That wasn't a hot dog, that was Terry's cock.
That was Terry screaming.
Terry screaming.
You weren't standing on Market Street, you were back in the room.
And the hot dog only had one eye, you ass.
And you only thought it was sauerkraut because he hasn't washed his pubes in a few weeks. Hippie dirtbag.
Yeah. Relish in sauerkraut.
So I put it in my mouth and bit down.
Yeah.
It screamed so loud that you could hear it all over town, so I had to throw it on the ground and step on it.
It was
and
about
I was jumping on this hot dog in the middle of Market Street.
About this time, I realized that I forgot about the turkey in the oven at the house I was babysitting the baby at. When I opened the oven, I was horrified. I went back up to the crib, and there was a turkey in the crib. Where was the baby? That old gag.
Oh, man, I wish I lived during the acid years.
Doesn't that sound like fun?
Sounds like a great time.
Talking hot dog.
Right.
She bit my hot dog.
Terry punched me in the face and poured hot coffee on my tits.
Street.
Only you.
I realized that I had murdered it,
Yeah.
and I took off screaming down the street, scared.
That must have been so funny to watch. So, this chick, like, dude, you should have seen what I saw today on Market Street.
Right.
This chick, like, she was kind of hot, hippie chick, but she looked pretty fucked up. And she's like, gets a hot dog and starts eating it. And then, dude, she's talking to it. She starts talking to it. And then all of a sudden, she starts jumping up and down on it, screaming and running away. It was great. You should have seen it. She freaked out. Acid sounds great.
Yeah, it sure does. And that's how it ends. Her just running down the street
Running down
screaming.
Market Street screaming with hot dog on her shoe.
And I guess it's then the PSA just said, "Don't do acid."
Don't do acid?
Or something like that.
Was that it?
I don't know.
They have a clever slogan?
Who knows?
I know. I did mescaline. That's about the only kind of acid-type stuff I did.
Shrooms, bro. Come on.
Shrooms? Never did the shrooms. I was a mescaline guy back, I guess when...
Back in California?
No. It was when Van Halen... I forgot what Van Halen album it was, but it was definitely David Lee Roth. And I went to the Nassau Coliseum, and I took some mescaline with my friends, and we were going to watch Van Halen. And everyone was peeking, dude. Everyone was peeking except me. I'm just sitting through the concert, you know, having a good time and stuff. And then all of a sudden, David Lee Roth started screaming. So I was the designated driver because I wasn't.
You're the designated driver and you're on mescaline.
But I wasn't feeling anything. Everyone else is laughing their asses off because mescaline just makes you laugh at everything. It's very funny. And I figured, you know, I'd drive. You know, because I drove there, and who am I saying designated driver? I drove there. I was driving back regardless of how fucked up I was. We all get to the car and hop in. It's raining. So we start driving out of the parking lot, and I notice the windshield wipers are starting to really get loud, and I'm really noticing them.
Oh, you're completely focused on them? Oh, man.
And I couldn't stop thinking about the windshield wipers.
Was it going in slow motion, too? Like
it started. Then the taillights of all the cars, because, you know, it was just getting out of a concert, all you see are taillights everywhere. And the way they were kind of, the light of the taillight was being diffused on the drops on my windshield and the windshield wipers going back and forth, and they were kind of going in slow motion. And now the red taillights in the wipers were making these streamer kind of stretched out red colors. And the sound was just really getting with the red lights going. And I'm sitting there, and all of a sudden I just started going. and the guys in the car are like, dude, you right? I'm like, yeah, I'm fine, man. They're like, oh, Anthony's fucked up, man. Don't worry about it. And I drove home.
It all of a sudden turns into a Cheech and Chong movie for you.
I was driving down the Parkway. And laughing. Didn't know if I was doing 80 or 8 miles an hour. Had no clue. And that was my mescaline time at Van Halen. But, you know, that kind of stuff, if you don't let it run away on you, it's kind of fun.
It is fun until you see faces in the hot dog.
Yeah, once you start getting hot dogs telling you they have families, and then biting it and it's screaming, that would freak you out a little bit. I know I ate glowing French fries when we went back down to the pizza place we all worked at. And there were French fries underneath the heat lamp in the kitchen area, and we all came back from the concert, went to the restaurant we worked at because we get free food. And we went into the kitchen, and the French fries, I started eating them off the rack up top, where it was under the heat light, and they were glowing like the Marcellus Wallace's suitcase when John Travolta opened it up. It glowed like that. And I kept eating them, and that kind of freaked me out a little bit because I thought I was going to have some kind of radiation in my stomach. But no talking hot dog. Just glowing French
With
fries.
a face and 7 kids.
7 kids.
That's hilarious.
I wasn't screaming down Jericho Turnpike with French fry on my shoe.
Well, there you have it. The drop acid PSA.
Yeah.
We forgot all about that.
Nice.
That thing.
Groovy.
Yeah, that was a trippy time back then, huh?
Have some acid, baby.
Yeah. John in New York wants in. Hey, John, what's up?
Yo, you guys are talking about this. I'm driving in the rain with the rain falling on my windshield. I'm starting to go into an acid flashback.
Ah. People really have flashbacks, though.
Who knows?
I don't know anyone that's ever had an acid flash, but she probably did.
Yeah, let's go
Every
to...
time she eats a hot dog.
Oh, let's go to Montgomery, Alabama.
Alabama.
Robert, what's up?
Oh, I wish I were an Oscar Mayer wiener. That's what I'd really like to be.
Is that what it was
See you,
singing?
love you.
All right, there you go.
Singing right before she bit its head off with the red ketchupy hair.
Yeah, how does ketchup turn into hair?
What does a hot dog with 7 kids say?
Don't eat me.
All right.
Was saying, freaking her out.
I'm just making my coffee.
Oh, you're almost done with your oatmeal.
I know.
Did it have a little conversation with you? It said, don't eat me. I stink. I'm a gluey mess.
I look like placenta. Throw me out.
The replacement for nose picking.
Opie and Anthony.
Now free on the satellite. Behave accordingly. I'm gonna break that kid's legs. O&A.
Opie and Anthony, Interlocular. Wow. So, okay. XM Satellite Radio's Bruce Kelly here with another Opie and Anthony, Interlocular.
The worst of O&A.
Jim, you've been on the show for the whole ride, up, down, all around.
Well, since NEW, not the entire time, but yeah. Since here, yeah.
Yeah. What's the difference in coming from a stage and having to adjust to FM and then coming back with total freedom of XM?
The language freedom is great. And there's less time to eat.
That wraps it up. What's the difference in O&A 2000, O&A 2005?
Wow. What's the difference?
That's easier to do the show.
I know what the problem. Oh, okay.
It's just it's a little easier to touch on certain subject matter. We still do a lot of the same. We have a lot of the same conversations, stuff that guys like to talk about. But it's easier. You don't have to sit there beating around the bush for 20 minutes hoping some morons understand what you're talking about because you got to talk in code 20 times removed from what you're actually talking about, so you don't get in trouble. Now we can just get on and blah, blah, blah.
And we don't have to worry about the bosses.
Yeah.
After every show that we did in 2000, we would be called into some office or the phone would be ringing. And
Boys, that break was a little too long.
Well, no, not really, because we were a talk show. It was more like, I don't know.
We like that our listeners can't hear us over the phone. That's a big difference, and we're very happy with it. That they can't hear a word we're saying because it's so much better to talk and then have the listener talk right over what you're saying. Fantastic. That's a big difference.
Yeah, we're on vacation right now, but when we get back, guys, our faithful listeners,
yeah,
every phone call, because they're going to spend about $1 million fixing our studio in New York City. So when we get back live, we want all of you, when you get on the program, to say, guys, I still can't hear you.
I still can't hear you.
It'll drive them nuts in Washington.
We're going to have like nuclear futuristic phones in this studio. They're going to take 2 weeks and totally fix the studio. Nothing should be broken.
Yeah, so make believe you still can't hear us. It'll drive them nuts.
That's the main difference between Opie and Anthony 2000 and 2005 is the equipment here is now behaving like they predicted it would at Y2K.
Look at Jim all proud of himself.
So proud that he got it out.
I know. I'm glad I didn't say YK2. LOL. It's been a long time since I've used that reference.
Now, back to the worst of Opie and Anthony on XM 202 High Voltage.
Remember the time William Shatner called in?
My buddy Bill Shatner, as I like to call him, because his close friends call him Bill. William is so, it's too formal. It's what rolls in the credits. But when you're his pal, you could call him Bill Shatner, and that's what I called him.
And remember Jimmy and I tried to throw you under the bus?
How could you, my hero, on the phone, and how could you try to throw me under the bus?
Well, Jimmy and I both knew that you're a huge fan of Shatner and Star Trek and stuff, so we decided, you know what, let's make believe that Anthony just doesn't really get the whole William Shatner thing.
I remember that.
Jimmy. Thanks for helping.
Man, I can't see why it's not called Norton and Friends with that brilliant comment.
That was a good one.
I confirmed what you said, and I did it quickly and concisely.
Mm-hmm.
All right, William Shatner called in the show. This is how it sounded.
The worst of Opie and Anthony.
Hey, I thought William Shatner was calling today.
Hey, what time?
Between 9:15 and 9:30.
Really?
Do you have a CD out or something?
Yeah, he does.
Do we have any songs from it?
Yeah, we have. Actually, it's a pretty good song.
Yes. It's got.
Let me go get it.
William Shatner Has Been.
Give me that back.
Produced and arranged by Ben Folds. How about that?
Actually, the song is pretty good. Rock Radio is playing it.
Has Been?
Mm-hmm. That's the album.
It's about him, or is it like a sarcastic statement about his... I wouldn't call him a has-been. He's still a very, very famous guy.
He's all over. Every time you see him.
Boston Legal is incredibly funny.
Just saw him on VH1 did a whole 2004 thing, or was it Comedy Central? Can never tell.
Yeah, he's not, you can't call someone like that a has-been. The guy is like Americana as far as who he is. You can't be a has-been.
Well, usually he does like the Goop songs, Anthony. You know?
Yeah.
Like Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds. Do we have any of that stuff?
That was years and years and years ago. He did that like spoken word stuff, and he was serious when he did it. Like now, it's pretty.
Now he makes
funny.
believe he wasn't serious.
Yeah, it's funny to have William Shatner talk on these songs, but back then, that was all him. Like really thinking this spoken word thing was going to be huge.
What's this called?
Which one is this?
Lucy in the Sky.
Oh, yeah. Go into a studio and have the singers do all this, and then Shatner.
So he didn't do this as a goof originally? I thought he did.
No, he was dead serious.
Oh, because now he plays it off like it was a goof the
Yeah.
whole time.
No, this is all serious.
All right, listen to William Shatner sing.
Very dramatic.
Picture yourself in a boat on a river with tangerine trees and marmalade skies. Somebody calls you. You answer quite slowly. A girl with kaleidoscope eyes.
From Rigel 7.
Cellophane flowers of yellow and green towering over your head.
Like the gamesters of Triskelion.
A girl with a sun in her eyes. And she's gone.
Oh, bad echo.
All right, so that's a sample of that song.
Yeah.
No, we got to play Mr. Tambourine Man. That's the one where he's really going up.
Mr. Tambourine Man. Mr. Tambourine Man.
More of William Shatner singing.
Yeah. Bill Shatner, as his friends call him. I call him Bill Shatner. If he calls in, I'm going to call him Bill Shatner, like I'm his pal.
He ain't calling in.
Chuck Heston calling in, too? Chuck Heston? Bobby De Niro, Jimmy?
We'll add him to the list of people that didn't call in.
Didn't call in?
Yeah.
Oh, Bob De Niro did SNL this week.
Yeah?
My friend got a picture with him.
Oh.
Teen.
Here he goes.
Oh, Tambourine Man?
Listen.
Hey, Mr. Tambourine Man.
Hey, Tambourine Man. Just want to smoke pot when you hear this and take LSD out of the village.
Sleepy, and there is no place I'm going to.
What is that?
In the jingle jangle morning, I'll come following you. Take me on a trip on your magic swirling ship.
Oh,
my
horrible?
senses have been stripped. My hands can't feel to grip. My toes too numb to step. Wait only for my boot heels to be wandering.
Yes.
I guess you get the idea, right?
Captain's Law.
Okay.
I'm
That could be the worst thing I've ever heard.
Yeah, and he did it not as a goof.
It's not even fun. It's not even interesting if it's done to be ironic. Even then, it's not interesting.
He did that as a dramatic reading of these popular songs of the day and thought it was going to take off, I guess. Someone approaches him going, Bill, we love your acting style. Why don't you, do a spoken word to these songs? And he did. He has that delivery, that very slow and staccato.
Christopher Walken would be interesting to hear, or Nicholson seriously reading a song. But
you think?
I would like to hear that. Walken especially.
Nah, it would be pretty much just like what we just heard, I think.
Miss Tambourine Man, fire phasers. Miss Tambourine Man, photon torpedoes.
Anyone else notice that Big Kev is running around panicking and sweating? Big Kev set up the William Shatner interview.
Yeah. Oh, he's on the phone.
He's on the phone.
Yeah, look, guys, they're talking about it on the radio. Is Mr. Shatner awake yet?
Right.
I need Mr. Shatner on the phone now.
Tell him it's someone who looks like Burt Lahr.
No, I'll accept they sound alike at this point. Just get me someone that sounds like William Shatner.
I need Shatner on the phone. Warp Drive. Come on.
We're not stupid.
Can he beam him into the studio?
He's in a panic.
He's trying to talk in a calm voice. It's hello. I had an interview with William Shatner. And
yes.
Yeah,
Mr.
you and the
Shatner.
rest of the world. Get in line.
His non-working nose is just flailing.
Mr. Shatner was scheduled to do an interview with Opie and Anthony.
Let's see what he says.
I'm wondering if...
yeah, what is he saying?
With his tough
what
little hair.
time?
What is he saying, Big Kev?
Is he out of the galaxy?
Why don't you admit that... Uh-oh.
What does that mean you're working on? Who'd you just call?
I'm working on it.
Who'd you call?
I'm working on it.
He called Lieutenant Uhura, who is trying to locate Captain Kirk in his quarters.
Big Kev, what seems to be the problem? You know he's not
I hope
calling.
to God you have a nice bib for all the crow that's going to spill out of your mouth when he calls in.
I'll get him. I'll get him. Hold on.
Anthony to Captain Kirk. Anthony to Captain Kirk. Please come to the studio.
No, that didn't get him? Maybe he's on the planet. Hold on. Energize. Is he beaming in?
Mm-hmm.
No? Damn, I'm trying everything I know to get him. Open a hailing frequency.
Big Kev, you look a little uncomfortable and nervous. Is it
I'm
going to happen?
afraid I'm going to be fired.
Fired from working for free. I understand the joke, but is he calling or not?
No. Is it 9:30 yet?
It's 9:25 and a half.
9:31, and then start breaking my balls.
All right.
All right. Well, William Shatner off his has-been CD. This is actually a good sounding song that quote regular rock radio is playing.
I'm not sleepy, and there's a station I ain't going to called XM.
Let's take a listen to this, okay?
All right.
Brand new William Shatner on the Opie and Anthony program.
She came from Greece. She had a thirst for knowledge. She studied sculpture at St. Martin's College. That's where I caught her eye. She told me that her dad was loaded. I said, in that case, I'll have a rum and Coca-Cola. She said, fine. And in 30 seconds' time, she said, I want to live like common people. I want to do whatever common people do. I want to sleep with common people. I want to sleep with common people like you. Well, what else could I do? I said, I'll see what I can do. I took her to a supermarket. I don't know why, but I had to start it somewhere. So it started there. I said, pretend you've got no money. She just laughed and said, oh, you're so funny. I said, yeah? Well, I can't see anyone else smiling in here. Are you sure? You want to live like common people? You want to see whatever common people see? You want to
Do we have to break into the song, Anthony?
We do.
Is this really William Shatner? Hello? Bill? Hold on. Is this really William Shatner?
Don't break into the song.
We'll just play it
back.
No, we'll just play it again. I
We'll
don't
play
care.
it again after we speak to.
That's crazy. You got to play that whole thing. People have to know how good that record is.
We love it, Mr. Shatner. I was telling everyone how great that song was.
That's
We
right.
really were. The Mr. Tambourine and the Lucy in the Sky. Not really sure what to think of that. I know you recorded it a long time ago. But this Common People thing is it's a cool song.
Well, that's good. The Tambourine Man stuff was part of another record called Transformed Man, which they're re-releasing. But it was all part of the Transformed Man was something that had to be listened to in its entirety. If you lift a song like Tambourine Man out of it, people have got to wonder what in heaven's name is he doing.
And I think for the time it came out, didn't it take a little a little pot or something to really get the full gist of it?
Well, that or a single malt.
Yeah.
But yes and no. I have mixed feelings about the Transformed Man. I haven't heard it in some time, so I don't know how good or bad it is. But
it's pretty bad, Bill.
It's pretty bad?
Yeah, I think it's just become quite humorous. Like, people play it, and they're not, like, really trying to get into it. I think it's really kind of a laugh.
I disagree. I like it.
Wait a minute. Let me argue that point.
Sure.
Let me argue that point.
No problem.
What have you heard the whole record?
No, I never heard the whole record.
See, that's what I mean. You're speaking from ignorance.
Yep.
I usually do.
Yeah, and it's a strident voice having no knowledge.
You know what this is? It's like I am a race that is so below you that I am like a mere bug in intelligence. And maybe in years and years to come, I will be intelligent enough to be able to communicate with you.
Not if you don't do your research when you have all these millions of people that are listening to you and hanging on your every word.
I understand.
Wait a
Bill.
minute, I got to tell you, it's one of my favorite CDs. I play it a lot. Anthony just doesn't get it.
Mr. Shatner, this is Jim Norton, and I'm a big fan, and I happen to enjoy it too. And Anthony just refuses to listen to the whole thing, and I'm like, dude, you're not going to get it.
Tell me, just between us.
Yeah.
What's the matter with Anthony?
I don't know. I found it funny, but I guess I got to listen to the whole thing.
I told you that.
Yeah, we were trying to tell him for like 20 minutes, Mr. Shatner.
Better than that,
Bill, if I will.
Listen to one cut, but one whole cut because it's a 6-minute cut rather than a 3-minute cut.
Really?
Yeah.
It's a 6-minute?
Well, it starts with literature and music underneath the literature and segues into a song.
Yep.
And my whole idea was trying to relate the literature of the past with the literature of the present and using music as a bridge. Oh. Now, whether that works or not is something else, but not to play the whole thing is to do me a disservice.
And it's ignorant of him to, like, judge it only on that.
I'm sorry, Bill.
Judge it by having some knowledge.
I understand now completely.
Told you.
And I will listen to the entire cut.
And as we move forward, William, Bill, if I will.
Moving forward, all right. Let's move forward.
What's the whole Has-Been album about? I've only heard Common People so far.
The Has-Been album. First of all, it would be a great gift in this late Christmas rush to somebody who wanted to hear music about love and laughter and life and a piece of my heart.
Yes.
And there is a musical genius called Ben Folds, who does some extraordinary work there. And the notices on the album of Has-Been have been unlike anything I've ever been associated with.
Did Ben Sparks do?
Ben Folds.
Oh, I'm sorry, Ben Folds. Why the name Has-Been? Why is that title?
Well, I wrote the song Has-Been because I saw it attached. I saw the words attached to my name on my way to Nashville to record the album. So,
how is that attached to your name?
They called me Has-Been.
Who would do that? You're still a pretty popular guy.
No. Take the word pretty out. I'm no longer pretty.
You're a popular guy.
You're Americana. You're a very popular guy.
Well, I maybe.
You don't think you're still attractive to the females out there? I'm sure you got girls all over you all the time.
Yes, but they're over 65, and I don't think that counts.
Remember that poster of you with the when you were covered in tribbles? Chicks still like cream over that one.
I know, but we're talking about the past.
Yeah, I know.
The future we have to. It happened.
Doesn't time just suck?
Anthony,
yes, Bill.
You've got to understand, you're going to get old, too.
No, believe me, I know.
No, we're not making fun of that.
I understand.
We think time is a major drag.
I just think that you're downplaying yourself because I'm sure a lot of girls are still very interested in Bill Shatner.
Maybe, but if that's the judge of popularity, I suppose it is. The point being, I wrote a song called Has Been, and I thought it would be interesting, maybe amusing, to name the album that.
I think it works.
Yeah, I mean, you have to ask me why Has Been, and that's good marketing.
Mm-hmm. Well, I had to ask, because I didn't like the idea of you painting yourself in that light, because you're not a has-been.
Well, if I weren't, then I'm not.
Right.
And if I am, then you wouldn't ask.
Now, how about your return to television, Bill?
On Sunday nights at
Boston Legal. You're
on ABC at 7 at 10 o'clock.
I see a Shatner resurgence.
Maybe.
Maybe. Now, this is your first full-time TV gig since when? What was the last one you did?
Probably Rescue 911.
Ooh, we like the Rescue 911.
And T.J. Hooker.
And T.J. Hooker.
Yeah, I love that one too.
Did you watch the show last night? I don't think so.
No, we have to go to bed real early.
I know, we do stupid morning radio, so it's a pain in the ass to watch stuff. I got to TiVo it though. But
did you?
No, I did not watch last night's show.
So, Bill, he doesn't watch Boston Legal.
In actual fact, you guys have never seen Boston Legal.
Yeah, but Ant's just faking it for the interview. He's never seen Boston Legal in his life, and I don't really appreciate him trying to kiss your ass by making believe that he listens to Boston.
I gotta say
Boston
something
Legal.
here. I don't want to get off on the wrong foot. I think I'm getting off on the wrong foot with Bill Shatner here because he's one of my I love this guy, and now these people are painting me as if I'm not quite the Bill Shatner fan.
As though you're an ignoramus.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, you don't like his music. You don't watch him on TV.
I watch him all the time, and
say I'm pretty popular.
I watch.
Yeah, you were the one who said he's pretty popular, not popular.
But the girls love him.
Yeah, but
that's all I'm saying.
You did throw in that he was fairly and slightly popular.
No, I say he's huge.
And I'm having a resurgence from where?
Yeah. Well, no,
he never went away.
Where did he went?
I meant on television.
I'm beginning to wonder whether this whole thing really isn't an insult.
No,
yeah, Anthony.
No, Bill, I'm a
This
huge
is how you treat
fan.
your heroes?
I bought every single Star Trek on DVD when it was put out in that goddamn set that you had to buy 2 episodes per disc.
Really?
It was a pain in the ass, but I bought every one because I'm a huge Bill Shatner fan. I bought all the movies.
You've been very disrespectful. Why don't you just tell him you loved him when he hosted In Search Of? You've been extremely rude since he called in.
No, that was Leonard Nimoy.
I know. That's what I'm saying. That's the way you're treating him.
You see Leonard around a lot?
He's a good friend of mine.
Yeah. He's a great guy, too. I see you in those Priceline commercials, and it's hysterical.
How do you know he's a great guy?
Yeah, exactly, you phony.
You know why? Because it looks like you two really have a good relationship on those Priceline commercials. And I'm just taking what I see from that.
Have you guys got a good relationship, or are you somewhat antagonistic?
We have a good relationship.
Well,
do you see each other outside?
No, we used to, but you know how it is. I mean, do you really show up at his house nowadays?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Do you go to Leonard's house?
Do you go to Leonard's house for cocktails or a birthday party? You don't, right?
Cocktails. Actually, we do. He does.
Yeah?
I'm hopeful he's coming to my house for Monday Night Football.
And you talk about how bad the episode of Spock's Brain was?
No, we only tell each other how good we are.
Because that episode wasn't too good.
Spock's Brain.
Yeah, Spock's Brain. Whenever that one comes on, I'm like, oh, not Spock's Brain.
You see, it's that kind of detail I don't have at my fingertips. Therefore, I don't talk about it. You know what I mean, Anthony?
I hear you, Bill. I know. You've moved on, I know, but you got to admit, a lot of people are still very into Star Trek.
I guess they are.
And I think it's something you should be very proud of.
Well, I am. I am proud of it. What's the opposite of proud? Ashamed. I'm not ashamed.
Yeah.
For a moment there, my brain didn't work.
Any truths to the rumors of a return to Star Trek?
Yes, there's a great deal of truth.
Really?
What exactly? Which rumor are you?
A return to Star Trek.
And who told you this rumor?
It's something I read on the internet.
Yes. Well,
are you a Star Trek
geek? I wouldn't believe everything you read on the internet.
No,
he's a Star Trek geek, William.
Are you going to maybe be on an episode of Enterprise?
Not this year, but maybe they'll ask me next year. They had asked me to be on, and I had suggested a price for my fee. Yeah. And they suggested maybe I shouldn't be on.
Wow. Bill Shatner demanding the big bucks.
As well as he should.
Of course he should.
He's a legend.
You know what I saw the other day? I saw that Twilight Zone episode, the one where, not the one everyone thinks with the man on the wing, but the one where you're in that little diner and you're pulling out the little answer cards from the devil machine. And
Can you tell me why they keep playing that? Can you tell me why they do that?
Because
I don't understand it.
Because that stuff holds up, those old Star Trek episodes.
Why?
Because you're fantastic in it.
No. There's got to be there's got to be something that appeals to people, some fear or some ability or something that appeals to people.
Yeah, I think those are just great stories, all those old Twilight Zones. And your hair looks fantastic in it.
Say it again?
Who is that? Sulu? Who's?
No, the guy. I'm going to do a satellite radio network right now, and I called you guys first to say thank you for playing the Has Been and supporting the record.
Are you trying to say you have to leave? What town are you in?
No.
Oh, all right.
I don't.
Okay.
But somebody just came up to me. I'm going to give you a little insight as to where I am.
All right.
I'm outside a parking structure in a car on a cell phone.
Oh.
And somebody came up to me, and I thought, oh, Lord, he's going to ask me to move, and I'm talking to you, and I'm on the air. Whereas he turned out to be the guy connected with the radio satellite tour that I'm going to do.
You're not doing them all from inside the car, are you?
I'm what?
You're not doing all of the interviews from inside your car, are you?
No.
Of course not.
Only the better ones.
Now that was an insult.
No, not really.
I cannot convey to you what a big fan I am.
Have you played any other songs from Has Been on the air?
Well, I think we should start with playing Common People.
The hit.
All right. Common People's has done a lot. There's some good love songs there.
Yeah.
There's a terrific Brad Paisley sings a wonderful Western country song.
Okay.
Why don't you try that one?
What song is it?
It's called Real.
Real.
I think it's the last song.
Oh yeah, okay.
It's the last song on the album.
Bill, I saw you on the Comedy Central special.
How'd that go?
You were singing and dancing at the beginning, and it was fantastic.
With 7, count them 7.
7 girls, and you totally held your own. With
Are you patronizing him now?
I am not. I thought he did a fantastic job. I am probably the biggest Bill Shatner fan ever. And I'm honored to be on the phone with you.
Singing and dancing with pretty girls swirling around is where the whole showbiz thing is at. You understand that?
I totally
Everybody
understand.
aspires to dancing on the stage with 7 beautiful girls.
Yes.
I think that's the ultimate end of all show business.
I think you're right, Bill.
Singing and dancing with these long-legged, beautiful girls, all tap dancing and kicking their heels, is really where it's at.
You are absolutely right. I'm a huge fan. I didn't want to get off on the wrong foot by Bill thinking, I wasn't.
Well, I told you, it's not that you're off on the wrong foot. It's just that you're limping a little.
Yeah, limping a
Do you
little.
like that he calls you Bill?
I just.
It's okay. I'll answer to that.
Well, Mr. Shatner, I had told him many times that he had to listen to.
Bill is okay.
All right, well, all right, Bill.
Bill is okay.
He had to listen to the whole album, and he just kind of refused, and he judged it very quickly, and that just kind of bothered me that he wasn't given the original the respect that he should have.
I mean, he really should. And the Transformed Man is the parent of Has Been.
Yes.
If I hadn't made Transformed Man, I wouldn't have made Has Been.
But and no insult at all, Bill. But you do understand that people have looked at Transformed Man, and over time it has now become something that's more humorous.
They've looked at that 1 or 2 songs,
right,
and mocked that, but they haven't mocked the album. The album is used in schools to teach. People have played the whole album. Ben Folds, who we all agree is a musical genius, would not have made Has Been if it wasn't for the Transformed Man, which he had heard years ago. Joe Jackson, who sings Common People with me, heard the Transformed Man years ago, wanted to be on this record. Henry Rollins, same way.
Mm-hmm.
Matt Chamberlain, who plays drums, genius percussionist, same thing.
So you're not taking that Transformed Man is a bit of a humorous thing?
No, I didn't mean it to be humorous. I meant it, humorous, yes, fun, entertaining.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't mean it to be for Anthony to poke fun at it.
Yeah, because it is about literature and how it was and how it is in modern day times.
Yeah.
I'm not poking fun. I'm just saying that's kind of how it's looked at, I guess, when it's taken out of context.
Anthony, we get it. You don't like the album.
Yeah, so I told you have to listen to the whole thing, and you're like, no, I just want to listen. You can't just judge it by like a little piece of the song.
Right.
How about his live performance of Rocket Man on was it Mike Douglas or Merv?
Oh, geez, that goes on. I mean, geez,
yeah,
that goes on. That goes back so many years.
Why don't we talk about what he's doing today, Anthony?
I am, but I'm just bringing it up that was kind of taken out of context because it was one song, and that's what people saw.
Exactly. They asked me to sing a song, so for a gag, I sang a song like I thought Frank Sinatra would sing the song.
With the cigarette and everything? I'm a rocket man.
Yeah, it was supposed to be amusing at the time, not 30 years later for people to...
You got to give it credit. It's still amusing 30 years later.
He's laughing at you. As long as I can bring a small, sad smile to your face.
Yeah. All right.
A small little tinge of a smile, and the thought, what in heaven's name is he doing?
Thank you, Bill.
And actually, I ask the same question myself about twice a day. What in heaven's name am I doing?
Oh, you rock. You rock, Mr. Shatner.
Yes.
All right, well, thanks for calling today. We're gonna play Common People from Has-Been.
All right, and then play Real, Brad Paisley, who is one of the #1 Western country music singers.
You know what? We'll give it a taste. There's no problem with that. And Joe Jackson is singing this song with you on Has-Been, Common People, right?
Exactly.
All right.
Bill,
take care, guys.
Thanks for calling in.
You have been and always will be my friend.
That's your sentiment, not mine.
Take it easy,
Bill.
Bill.
Thank you.
Great talking to you. Bye-bye.
Right on. There he goes, William Shatner. And
I got dissed by Bill Shatner.
I apologize for piling on.
Oh, you threw me under the bus with my hero.
How great.
Good.
Bill Shatner.
And Big Kev, thank you.
Yes, Kev.
Big Kev.
I told you he would do it.
Bravo.
Big Kev came through.
Good job.
I really did sell you. I had no idea what he was talking about. I'm like, I told you to listen to the whole thing.
Left me out there hanging like a red shirt security guy beamed down to a planet.
It was just so great when you're like, you meant that to be funny, and then the as soon as that semicolon after well came, I'm like,
Yeah.
You know,
bastards.
All kidding
My
aside,
hero.
Listen to Common People. It's a really cool sounding song.
Yeah, it is.
It really is.
Hey, Bruce Vader! He's going up to the big leagues, the Boston Red Sox!
O&A return next week for a live broadcast from Boston.
It's still tough. Come on!
Catch the virus at Bill's Bar before the Sox opener. Oh, and make sure you remove your eyes. O&A.
Yeah, Opie and Anthony are overpaid, but, you know, then again, so is... they are really lucky to have a job.
The worst of O&A.
Hi, Bob Kelly. He's one of the Opie and Anthony virus freaks, and they're coming to get him right now.
What's happening, man?
How do you feel O&A now on XM and totally uncensored, totally free? You're a stand-up comedian. How does that let you loose here on O&A?
It's fantastic. I'm so glad they're free. Now, I just want to know, do I get my $2 back for the last 8 months? But, yeah, it's fantastic. It should be free. More people get to listen to these two gentlemen, Opie and Anthony, get more fans, and then they can take over the world. I think that's their plan, and be #1 in the universe.
Why do you like being a part of the O&A show?
Because they have, they're the best fans in the world. They have the best fans. No, I'm just kidding. They don't. Their fans are evil, atrocious creeps, but that's why I love them. O&A, because they're the best. They're the best. You get to say what you want. They're the funniest thing on the radio. The absolute truth. You get to say what you want about fucking a sink. Where else could I tell people that I fucked a sink when I was in juvie hall? What show will I be able to tell that on? The Today Show? No.
The FCC and censorship on the radio.
I think that satellite radio is the new cable, like cable television, man. You finally get to hear what people really think. And creeps like me get to get on the radio, finally. You know how many terrestrial radio shows I've done and had to talk about how my mother used to hit me as a kid? And I actually told this story when I was in juvie, how I used to fuck a sink. I get a lot of emails now about people, and they got it all wrong. They think I actually fucked the whole sink, or I actually fucked the drain of the sink, which is physically impossible. I actually just lied on top of the sink, put my hand on the edge of the sink, well lubricated, and then I pushed my mule inside of my hand. And the sink, all it was leverage. It was just leverage. It was a place that I could put my hand where it would be sturdy enough. I could just pump it. Me pumping the hand instead of the hand pumping me. So it's actually like you're having sex. They're fucking the sink. So please do it right. I don't want people getting hurt trying to fuck the drain of a sink.
30 seconds. Tell me about Opie and Anthony.
These two guys are actually breaking ground, making new radio, making history. Along with Jim Norton, they're actually saying how they feel about things instead of saying what other people think they should say about stuff. They're truth tellers. They're prophets. They're actually close to Jesus Christ of modern day age. They give men what they want. Boobs on the highway every Wednesday. God bless them. God bless Opie and Anthony.
Bob Scott, you're great.
Bob Scott, you motherfucker. It's Bob Kelly. I'd stab you right in the neck with my fucking pencil right now. Bob Scott, you stink.
Now, back to the worst of Opie and Anthony on XM 202 High
Voltage.
Super. No surprise that we like to run bits into the ground on the Opie and Anthony program. I believe this is another Tony Danza call, Ant?
Yes, it is, but this is the one where it goes horribly wrong for our own Eric.
And I think this ended the bit. Or did it? That's awful. Why can't I do the scary laugh? I just run out of air.
Because you're making it one long sound. You're going, Mwah! You sound like a fucking wildebeest. Mwah! It rubs lotion on its skin. Mwah!
It's the worst of Opie and Anthony.
All right, a little surprise for everybody. Haven't done this in a while. Right?
No, we haven't.
And we can't tell you what it is because we want to get it done before anyone gets in trouble, right?
We've done it in the past.
So let's go to Sex Bagel out on the streets of New York City. Sex Bagel!
Hey, guys. I'm out here in the cold, pouring rain with a bunch of Tony Danza fans here. And, we have Tina from Philadelphia, who is a massive Tony Danza fan. She would love nothing more to speak to Tony.
Oh, that's wonderful. All right. I think Tony Danza's ready here. Hello?
Hello?
I think we're ready for Tina.
Okay, hang on 1 second.
Okay.
Here you go.
Hello?
Tina.
Hi, Tony. How are you?
Hey, how you doing, Tina?
Good. We love you so much. There's 8 of us. We came all the way from Philadelphia to see you.
Philadelphia. Hey. Hey, you know I'm doing very well in Philadelphia.
That's great.
The show taking off.
Getting married. I am so very excited. I went to hear your CD. I wanted to purchase one.
Oh, you like that?
Yes.
Yeah, well, I loved singing for so many years, and you know, God bless, I've been able to pursue that now and put out a CD.
Oh, that's great. I was a big fan of Who's the Boss.
Who's the Boss? And of course that other show I was on.
But I still love you. You're so hottie.
Oh, hey, does that mean Tony might get lucky?
Nice to meet you.
Oh, you can't wait to come into the show,
right?
And see how you think I'm doing as a talk show host?
Huh?
How do you think I'm doing as a talk show host?
You're doing good. You're doing great.
Yeah, I don't look like a complete buffoon up there.
No, not at all. Not
you know,
because
I'm pretty stupid.
But you're funny. You're funny. It's a great show.
Hey, you watch the reruns of Taxi?
Huh?
You watch the reruns of Taxi?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
When I was a young guy, you know, my mule was all hard.
Definitely.
And that little, the little guy with
the little guy on Taxi. The little guy on the Taxi. The little guy on Taxi.
Danny DeVito.
Yes.
Danny DeVito, a good friend of mine, Danny DeVito.
Oh.
Yeah, he used to make us laugh so much. He'd come in and after a night out banging whores, he'd go, "Smell my finger." Yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah, a little too risque, I understand, but and then you know the guy that would fix the cars.
Fix the car. Guys, fix the car.
Latka. Yeah, you know, I kind of forget. I'm getting old in my old age.
Latka, yes.
Latka. You know, he would come in after banging bras and say, "Smell my mule." Yeah.
Yeah, that's great, though. I'm so excited to see you.
You know, it's like Dr. Phil says. You know, when you give something up, you got to replace it with something else.
Right.
You know,
right.
you understand that, right?
Oh, I completely understand it.
Yeah, huh? So how long before they let you in?
I don't know. We're still waiting.
Hey, do you know who's on the show today?
No.
Uh-oh. I was hoping you'd tell me, because they don't tell me till the last minute.
Oh, really? Oh, my God. Yeah, we don't know who's on the show today.
Hey, how big of a Tony Danza fan are you?
I'm a big fan.
A big fan?
I'm a huge fan. We're all huge fans. We have 8 people.
Yeah.
What's out your CD?
Excuse me?
Could you give me a CD?
I will personally give you a CD after the show. As a matter of fact, if you let my person on the scene there, Eric, know where you're sitting, how would you like to come backstage after the show and hang out with Tony?
I would love it. I have 8 people with me. Can they come too?
They could all come backstage.
That would be awesome.
But you know, there's a little trade-off here. You know, a little trade-off. I do for you. You do for Tony Danza.
Okay.
All right. Do you understand?
I completely understand. We love him. Hello?
Here we go again.
Hello?
Do you know the kind of favor Tony needs? You know, it's pretty a lot of high pressure doing a show every day like this. You understand?
I completely understand.
And I need to relax a little bit. You know, I need to relax. I used to have to relax on a set of Taxi and Who's the Boss. And there were people that would help me relax. Maybe you could help me relax a little bit, is what I'm saying.
I'll help you relax.
You know, maybe a little back rub?
Definitely.
Would you like to give me a back rub?
I sure will.
Hey, maybe a little front rub.
Oh, my God.
Are you married?
Yeah, I'm getting married in March.
Yeah, well, I'll try to put a stop to that, huh? Hey, you keep your husband happy, huh?
Yes, definitely.
Hey, you want to do me a favor?
Sure.
When I'm doing my my monologue at the beginning of the show, would you come up on stage and give me a kiss?
Oh, I sure will. I would love it.
You know, I'm starting a new segment on the program, and I like having a lovely young lady come out on stage and give me a little peck on the cheek.
I would be honored to. I would definitely be honored to.
Now, we need a good time for you to come out.
Okay.
And give me that little kiss on the cheek.
Okay, definitely.
Now, as soon as I walk out,
okay,
I'll walk out on the stage.
Okay.
And I want you to, you know, the audience is applauding because I'm Tony Danza. And you come out, and I'll be like, oh, here's someone from the crowd. And just say, I love you, Tony, and give me a kiss on the cheek.
Oh, that would be awesome.
And then you go back to your seat, and I'll give you a CD, and you come back and give me a massage.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely.
I'm so excited.
And so am I.
Thank you.
I won't ruin it by saying anything else.
All right.
I look forward to seeing you on stage at the beginning of the show.
I sure will. Thank you.
Hey, thank you very much. God bless.
Thank you very much. God bless you, too. Bye-bye.
Hey, guys.
Eric.
Hey, we have the head of security here. He's right next to me. He wants to confirm that this isn't the Opie and Anthony show, that it's really Z100.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, hang on 1 second.
All right.
We have somebody from the company who wants to, if you want to confirm it.
Oh, what happened there? Uh-oh.
Well,
is there a problem?
Sounds like somebody's onto this shenanigans.
I knew it. I knew it was too good to be true. Someone from the show knows the deal now.
That stinks.
Oh. Well, I'm still going to have to watch today, and hopefully they
They'll
won't
probably
talk to
say-
that woman.
Yeah, they'll talk right to her.
Do you think?
Yeah. This is
'Cause
another, we'll get it done.
I don't know. Maybe Eric kept her away from the girl I was talking to.
Who knows?
I don't know. Boy, they always think it's Tony. They're so happy to talk to that big,
Your impression's
dumb
phenomenal, though. I think it's
bastard.
Tony, and I'm looking at you.
Big dumb ass.
Eric's all nervous. He's down there in his fake Tony Danza T-shirt.
Is he wearing a fake Tony Danza?
Yeah, he went down there with it.
We actually had T-shirts made up. Let's say Tony Danza Show staff.
He's got like Tony Danza's staff T-shirt, a jacket, a hat. He's just, oh yeah.
Well,
we go all out for our bits.
We do it enough. One of these days, it's going to happen.
They probably make an announcement before the show. We don't know if any...
Tony spoke.
Look, if Tony Danza spoke with you on the phone, don't come running out onto stage, okay? You fucking rubes.
Come out and give me a kiss on my cock. Duh.
Oh, wow. She was very happy to
Yeah,
spoken
sure.
with Tony.
May have to just be vicious from now on, then. If it's never going to get on stage, you may just have to keep smashing them with filth.
I know. You know what's really funny? She doesn't... I'm talking to her, and I bring up that Dr. Phil said, you know, if you give something up, you got to replace it with something. You understand? And she's like, oh, yeah, yeah. Like, she's just so thrilled to talk with this idiot that she doesn't care what he's saying. She's just agreeing with it. She's agreeing with anything.
We're trying to get Eric back on the line, but...
Hey, where'd he go?
Ben's laughing. Ben, you can come back in. The Voss thing's over.
Why
Jesus.
is Ben cackling?
I don't know, but he's got something to say.
He's in an outbreak suit, Ben. He's just afraid.
He's being, they're threatening to arrest him.
What?
Disorderly conduct.
How is that disorderly
I don't know.
conduct? He's the
Well, I
most
just talked
orderly
to him
guy
like that.
ever.
Then they grabbed his phone or something.
They grabbed his
phone.
Oh,
what?
Is this going to be the first person arrested on the new Opie and Anthony show? Eric.
Why can't I fucking do it? Hello?
Hey, what's up, Eric?
Yeah, they're not letting me leave. They're threatening to arrest me here for disorderly conduct and ruining their show.
Eric, run away. They're not cops. Leave right now. Run.
Hello?
Oh, they got him again.
Just run away. He's got to just run. They don't understand. People don't understand. If they're not cops, you can flee.
Yeah.
Run away. Oh, Eric's going to get arrested now. Eric's going to get arrested because he's not running away. Like stupid Mercurio. Run away. Run.
Run.
They're not cops. You can run from Danza Security. They're not going to put an APB.
Hey, calling all cars. Calling all cars. Look for a cute little chubby boy with frosted hair.
Car 54, where are you?
Whoa, it's the Danza Police. The Danza Police. Da-da-da-da-da-da.
Are you kidding me?
I thought we were pretty sneaky today. They've been just waiting for us, huh?
Pull over. Who's the boss? I'm the boss. Don't make a move. Drop the cell phone.
Well, someone has to get down there.
Oh, he's
Are you
got to
busy?
run.
I'll give Ben all the numbers for the record label guy, so I'll go down there.
Well,
what is it? Disorderly conduct? That was the most orderly
all right,
call
hold on.
ever.
Danny's good. Danny, go run down there with a cell phone. Don't get caught and tell us what the hell's going on because they took his... Oh, wait, is he back? Who's this?
Hey, it's Eric.
All right, what's going on?
The guy keeps smacking the phone out of my hand and closing it. He's like, I don't give a fuck who you're talking to. He's like, and he's sitting there trying to take a picture and everything.
Just walk away, stupid.
I've been trying to, but the guy won't let me fucking get me go.
What, is he holding on to you?
Yeah.
He's not allowed to hold you. That's assault.
Punch him in the face.
Punch him in the friggin' nuts.
I said, no, I just took a cab here. And he said, well, how much you want to bet if I go through you, you got a wire? I said, you can't go through me. I don't know who the fuck you are. You're not a cop.
He's not a cop.
Run away.
I'm trying to.
Break loose and run.
Break loose. Break loose.
Use one of those... Oh, Jesus Christ. Unbelievable. Use a master
The head of
poll.
security can't tell him not to be on
of
the phone.
course they can.
Is our guy
You
gonna
can
get-
talk to anybody online.
Is our guy going to get arrested with a fake
No.
Tony Danza?
You can talk to anybody on the line with a phone.
You don't want to be at the Tombs with a Tony Danza show T-shirt on.
All right, well,
Hey, my thoughts and prayers are with Eric.
you know, Danny can handle this because we
All
need
right,
you for the
okay.
next segment.
Yeah, but can Danny handle this, though, or should Steve go?
No, Danny can handle this. He's good. Just tell Danny to run there with the phone.
All right.
All right?
I got Steve's strategy. Steve will go there. They'll be upset, pull the fire alarms because they'll see a blaze, and he'll be able to make good his escape.
Yeah, you weren't in Chicago overnight, were you?
No,
sorry.
Oh, yeah.
Saw some of your clothes flying out a window.
Yeah.
Doing a little office work at night, were you? How can this head of security smack his phone? Who the fuck is this guy?
He's Tony Danza security.
He's a bully. That's all he is. He's intimidating him. He's probably he's huge. I bet you he's a huge black guy that just thinks he can intimidate the shit out of Eric, and Eric's scared.
Wow.
Send Master Poe.
Yeah, exactly. You know what? We really should. We should send Poe down
Send
there.
Poe down there. Oh,
Spin kick this one.
go in and just kick ass on the Danza set.
No, but you know what? If Eric is going to be hassled physically, you can't have that. It can't happen to him.
No, the guy could be arrested for assault right there, just holding him.
just grabbing him.
Grabbing
you can't be
him
knocking
is
a cell phone
assault.
out of his.
Absolutely
You're
not.
allowed to
Online.
go online and interview or talk to anybody you
Absolutely.
want.
There's
You
no
can.
security guy on a sidewalk.
Well, can better somebody get Billy Mack or one of those guys on the phone?
Billy Mack.
Billy Mack.
Master Poe. What's wrong?
Eric's in trouble?
Yeah, one of our
well,
guys is in trouble.
Yeah, he is. No bullshit. He's online on the Tony Danza thing.
He's
and
getting arrested.
The head of security won't. He's just on the phone. He wasn't doing anything, and the head of security is like every time he tries to call the show, the head of security won't let him go, and he keeps like smacking his phone, and he's like
What exactly did he do?
on the phone, just with the phone, like interviewing somebody on the line.
Okay.
This just in, he got away?
Yes. Okay.
Oh, good.
Of course.
Is he running?
Yeah, he's running. I just told him I'm going to run in the middle of traffic. You know, that's how
Just run. You could lose him.
What did they do to him?
Oh, I don't know nothing now. He ran
They
away.
knocked
Okay.
the cell phone out of his hand, right? Yeah. We'll get the full
Okay.
report when Eric gets
Get in
back here.
contact with Keith. That you can't
Bodily
do that.
holding him.
No, you can't do that. That's
course
against the law.
not.
All right, we'll
You
find
can't
out
smack anything out of anyone.
when Sex Bagel gets back. We'll find out exactly what happened. Okay?
Dude, I really think that if he smacked the phone out of his hand, Eric should file a report.
Exactly.
There's
He
nothing
should.
illegal about interviewing somebody on a line.
Of course
Why
not.
do we have to deal with cops again? Twice already?
It's not against the law.
No, Eric's not a disorderly guy.
Not against the law. Maybe he can get free tickets for Tony. And he's a nice guy.
Oh my God, Master Poe's ready to lose his mind. Look at him.
Well,
Breathe.
he's taking the
breathe.
legal road.
Breathe.
Thoughts and prayers, Poe.
Breathe. We gotta get some boards in here that you can break when you just get pissed off.
We should contact Keith because honestly,
Well, we'll find out as soon
That's-
as Eric gets here.
that's wrong.
Yeah,
it's
I
wrong.
hope he's ditching the Tony Danza T-shirt where Master Poe ditched the bloody gee.
The bloody gee in a dumpster. That'd work.
Ditch the evidence. Eric, if you're listening to us, ditch the evidence.
How is he listening to you? He doesn't. He didn't.
Maybe he has a
smell Walter's
Wi-Fi.
ear.
I don't know. All right.
Jeez,
Well,
man.
we'll find out what happens when he gets here. Okay.
Okay.
All right, Poe. Breathe. Breathe for us. Okay. Poe's very pissed off.
Eric
right
running down the street. Your mom's phone! Right, he got the word in. Great.
Man, they've been waiting for us. We've been wondering.
We were being set up. We were being lulled into a false sense of
You
security.
heard how sneaky we were. We didn't tell anyone. We just went to it real fast.
He's there with the dopey shirt on. You know that pissed him off.
Too bad. It's not
You
illegal.
can wear whatever the hell you want.
It's the Tony Danza show.
Right.
But why they ask if you were the other radio station?
I guess it's okay if Z100 does it, but not us.
Because Z100 isn't gonna say things like Tony needs his cock sucked.
I think it might have been from what I was gathering there. They think Eric was saying he was with the Opie and Anthony show, but he was really with Z100. So they wanted to know who was really at the bottom of this, so they could get them in trouble.
Oh, well.
So they were trying to get Z100 in trouble, thinking it was Z100. That's what I think.
There you go.
You know?
Maybe no. You might.
I don't think they have a relationship with the Z100.
They may have
I
gotten
think
wind.
they thought Eric was lying and saying it was Opie and Anthony.
I think Eric panicked and said I'm with Z100.
Oh, you think Eric did that?
Of course he did.
More
He looks-
misrepresentation
Would
of
you
himself?
say you were with Opie and Anthony on the line? He probably just went. They probably went. Who are you with? You know, some
Oh,
douchebag
Z100.
security guy.
Yeah, he does do that to get out of trouble.
Oh, yeah, he
sometimes.
did. And he
With us.
figures out what's the faggiest radio station, so maybe
Right.
they'll have, some sympathy for me.
Hey, man, this is Tommy Chong, and you're listening to the worst of Opie and Anthony. Boy, how bad can it get?
All right, so Anthony, wow. Eric is on his way back to the station.
Yeah.
Um,
He had to call up twice for us to tell him to run, though, which gets me. We
And
got to
then-
have a briefing with some of these people, Opie, because the prime rule for anyone out and about that is involved with this show on the street ever.
Is to make sure you get arrested so we get the publicity?
Well, yeah, that's the real thing. But
we can't really
the
say that.
official line we tell them is to run.
Or just walk away fast. They can't grab you for something like that.
No, but apparently the security guard at the Tony Danza show grabbed Eric
They were
and was
onto us.
holding him, saying that the cops had been called and that he was holding him there bodily, and they would grab his cell phone or smack his cell phone out of his hand. This constitutes assault, Opie.
Now, here's the problem. If the cops were called, then the cops will be here. Because now
Why?
they have to get to the bottom of it.
Good, let them. Eric can call whoever he wants.
Do you think New York's finest is going to take the time out to come down here after they talk to a Danza security guard and find out that nothing was happening?
Danny.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Hey,
Danny.
I just got to the line. There's no sign of Eric, but there is a big beefy security guard I could probably talk to.
All right, yeah, ask him where Eric went.
All right, hold on.
Wait, we can't get our internet.
Wait, Danny.
Yeah.
Should we do that? He just wants to ask him, but maybe we should hear from Eric first.
Yeah, why don't you just ask the security guard what happened to the Eric guy?
The guy from
Z100.
The guy from...
Hey, was there a guy here named Eric? No? Because I'm looking for him. I don't see him. I was just wondering if you might know where he is.
He was interviewing the Tony Danza audience member.
He has no idea where Eric might be.
All right, I wonder if that's the same guy.
Yeah, I don't know. It could be a different guy.
Okay.
I'm peeking into the windows looking for him inside.
No, Danny, Eric ran away.
Oh, he did run away?
Yeah, he ran away.
He made like a banana and split.
Yes.
All right, cool.
All right, thank you.
He ran like Bobby De Niro from a Norton photo op.
Oh, God, that one hurts.
Thank you, Chief C from New York.
Did he say that?
Line. Yes, I'm not going to
Call up Eric. I want to see where he is. We want to
Van Ope wants Eric on the phone.
get all the details.
Yeah.
So we've been doing this Tony Danza thing off and on for, well, I guess that's only the third time, right?
Yeah, that's only the third. Is my mic lower again?
I don't know.
Eric ran, man.
Sorry.
Somebody
No.
held Steve
Yeah.
C's hat under his ass.
There we go.
Yeah, from time to time we go out to the Tony Danza line as they're filing in to see that stupid show, and Anthony does a great Tony Danza impression, and
have a little fun with it.
And we have fun with the rubes that are waiting to see Tony Danza. And
Because they're all rubes on that line.
And they buy it every single time. Every single time.
All happy to talk to Tony. We haven't been tripped up once.
Do we have, like, the other one all queued up? Maybe we could play this, and by the time this ends, Eric will be in studio. How does that sound?
This was the dirty one.
This is the dirty version?
Yeah, this is pretty funny, though.
So, finally today they were on to us, and they caught us, and I don't know what's going to happen. Because they were trying to hold Eric there, the security guard, and supposedly the cops were called.
I bet they had a big meeting about this a while back, and they were all psyched that it was happening today, probably on the walkie-talkies.
It's going down. It's going down on the line. He's out there. He's out there. Code blue. Code blue. He's on the line.
Big meeting. All right, if it happens again, I want some fucking heads busted.
Yeah, you know how he...
Like Dan's in there with a baseball bat.
I guarantee that's how he talks when he's not on his show.
These fucking pricks fuck with my show again. I want some blood on that fucking sidewalk. You hear me? I ain't the nice fucking Danza here today, pal.
It's all nasty. Like when they take the guy back at the casino and he's been cheating.
Yeah.
Oh, in the cooler?
Was that? No, I think.
yeah.
What movie was that? Casino.
Casino.
And they take the guys that were cheating.
Oh, my
in
God.
the back. You could have the money or your hand.
Oh, yeah. It was also in the cooler.
Yeah, they had a scene like that.
There was?
Cooler
Yeah,
there.
cooler, they
Yeah,
had
but
one
your
like that.
casino's bigger.
And it's
Deeply
Tony
disturbing.
Danza.
Hey, how you doing? Hey, why don't you come back here, huh?
Yeah.
You don't fuck with Danza. I'll give you the fucking Danza.
No thoughts and prayers to this scumbag.
Thoughts and prayers to your face.
So, Eric, what happened? We were convinced we were going to get away with it again.
Yeah.
Well, you did to an extent, but as soon as she handed the phone back to me, I turn around and there's this guy right there. And he starts going, who are you? Who are you working for? I didn't give him a name or who I was working for, right? So, as I said on the phone, I'm like, this guy wants proof that I'm with, and I said another company.
Of course.
All right, and he said, and then he takes the phone out of my hand and he closes the phone like this. Just slaps it down. He gets in my face. Then he pulls me by my left shoulder
So
here.
he did put his hands on you.
He pulled my shoulder, pulled me just, I mean, it wasn't like
That's all you
vicious,
need.
but it was about a foot away from where the line is, where everybody is.
It's assault.
And he gets right in my face and he goes,
I can have you arrested for disorderly conduct, disrupting the show, and he's going through all this other stuff. I said, I'm on a public sidewalk with a cell phone talking to another person. So he's just getting right in my face, and these two other guys come out from the building, look like cops but not really cops kind of thing.
Dan's a security.
Yeah, so they come out there and they're standing there and they've got a list. They've had some paper in their hand and they're going over the thing, and I gave them a fake name and they're just shaking their heads because that name's not on the list. I guess they researched the show.
They have a list of everyone involved with this
He
program.
was trying to get me to say I was with Opie and Anthony.
Right.
He was trying so hard, and I was saying, I'm not with it. I said, they're another company.
What was in, like, the
I couldn't
the book?
see it. They wouldn't show it to me. But they had it. But they're going down this list here. I saw a white piece of paper.
It's probably a list with all our faces and our names and all that.
Great. Saying we've had nothing but problems from this show. We don't want these people down there. We've been instructed to get rid of these people or do whatever's necessary to get rid of these people.
Whatever's necessary.
Well, that's Tony Danza. Behind the scenes, probably.
Assaulting our staff on a public sidewalk.
What happened with the phone? You kept calling in, the phone kept going dead.
The guy kept shutting the phone.
How can you do that without touching you? Like,
all right, at this point, when he pulls me aside and he's telling me, no, you cannot do that, right? The first time he closes the phone. And he's yelling at me. Ben calls. So I open the phone again. I'm talking to Ben for
and
maybe...
he's holding on to you at this point?
No, he let me go. He just pulled me 1 quick second away from the line and then let me go. He wasn't still holding me.
Was he pulling you on your Tony Danza T-shirt?
No, I hit that real quick.
Oh, you did?
I had the jacket right up there buttoned. I was like, he's not seeing that shirt.
You pussy.
Hey, we're all on the same team. We all work for Tony.
So I'm standing on the sidewalk there, right? Ben calls. I talk to Ben maybe 3 to 5 seconds. All of a sudden, out of my hand again, click. He's got my phone now. He took my phone.
He took the phone out of your hand.
Open my
charge.
phone and starts hitting buttons trying to see what's in the phone. He's trying to find out where my phone book is on the phone, trying to find who I just dialed and all that.
Columbo,
right?
Knock it off. This guy wants so bad to be some type of
a cop. Yep.
Yeah. He's a
that
wannabe.
he's now this is his big chance with his book with our names in it and grabbing the phone and trying to get numbers out of your phone.
That's invasion of privacy.
So as soon as he's doing that, I take the phone back and I close it, right? I said, "What are you doing?" And he said, "Let me see some ID." I said, "I don't have ID. I took
and
a
I don't
cab
have
here."
to show
right?
you.
And he goes, "How much you want to bet if I go through your pockets right now, I find a wallet?" And he's pointing to my left side here, which is my keys
Your
and
hog?
my other
Yeah.
phone.
Big lump.
And I said, "Those are keys?" And I said, "And you're not searching me." Now this time I realize I'm standing at the edge of the curb, so I walk into the street. Now I'm in the street. He comes right to the edge, but he won't walk into the street. And he's still yelling at me. The two other guys.
Doesn't matter, the sidewalk or the street. It's
I know,
not.
but Ben is like
job.
Ben just goes run into traffic. So I'm trying to get into traffic.
You're gonna be a fine parent, Ben.
Yes. So I'm trying to get into traffic. There's cars coming, so I'm stuck between that little gap of the street and the actual traffic, and those other guys are blocking me, so I can't move anywhere. And then I'm trying to get on the phone again, and the phone just the last time it crapped out, but there you go.
Oh.
There he goes, running across the street.
Just run into traffic.
Hey, what's all that racket outside? I'm trying to do a show.
I got to be honest. I don't think there's anything illegal about you being out there talking to people.
There isn't.
No, you could.
And I think that a public sidewalk, we might have to call and say, look, this guy grabbed you. He's shutting your phone. That can't happen.
He grabbed you.
My
I don't
left
care if
shoulder.
he assaulted.
He just pulled me a foot.
That's assault.
He kept taking your phone and shutting it. You can't touch somebody else's phone.
And then he started going
property
through the phone.
is also another charge. Yeah.
So, what was going on with the lady that you talked to?
She was cool. There was like a party of 8 from Philadelphia.
Yeah.
It was like grandmothers, granddaughters, and regular daughters. There's a whole big family affair because one of them was getting married next week. So they came up to go to the Tony Danza show, and they were all excited. They were having a blast talking on the phone. They were all sitting there, Danny DeVito, yeah, and they're all cheering. And then
trying to come up with the names of the people that Tony couldn't remember.
And one of the older ladies is tapping on her, he's like, he's got a CD. Get a CD. And she goes, oh, yeah, can we get a CD?
And of course Tony said yes. Of course.
A good egg.
What a good guy.
Oh, one of the other things he told me, too, and he goes, I guess you said, give Tony a kiss on the cheek. That's how you get in favor with Tony. And he starts listing these other things which were never said, but I didn't hear the phone call, so I don't know. So I was like, I said, dude, I was standing right next to you. I did not hear that phone call.
Were they listening?
They might have an XM there.
They have an XM
I guess
in there.
they, like the
and
Opie
the
Anthony
security
show.
probably
Good.
it's
They're
probably
fans.
their job when that line is out there to listen to this program.
Well, I did a contest with those guys, too, for a free XM.
Go home.
Holy
Just go home.
Jesus.
Just go home.
Can you get me a coffee while you're out there looking for a rope?
Yeah, please go home. Just go. Walk away. Play the Hulk music. Do something. Get him out of here.
They can't ask you for ID or anything. You're not running into the building causing it. You're on a phone.
Yeah. I didn't give him a thing. Didn't tell him
You
my
should
name.
have.
Didn't tell him who I worked for.
You took your pinch like a man. You didn't rat.
That's right.
Oh, De Niro again. We can't tell him
Well,
anymore.
Master Poe is pacing like a mother hen.
Yeah, he's freaking
Oh,
out.
he was
He's
fuming.
positioning me outside now. How did he come at you? What angle? How was the grip?
This is the real deal. Master Poe, share the mic with Eric.
Yeah, okay, that was assault, and we should call the cops right now.
That is assault.
Right now.
You were assaulted on a
right
public
now.
sidewalk
I
by
do agree.
some stupid security
Well,
guard.
Master Poe, that's your call, obviously. You know, Master Poe is very pissed off because
Yes. I
he
need
looks
someone to
over
call
us, he
911.
protects us. He's like a mother hen, one of his ducklings.
If that guy grabs you like that, you would have taken that as an assault. Like you would have taken and reacted as an assault.
Well, by law, you're not supposed to grab someone, and if someone is attacking you, or if someone is actually trying to grab you, immediately you can defend yourself. So it's self-defense. And in his case, I don't know, what the guy looks like or what skills he has. It doesn't matter. He's supposed to be a professional.
You can't put your hands
No, you
on
cannot.
anybody. It doesn't even matter how it is. If you put your hand on someone's back, like you want to ask him a question, and you put your hand on his back, once the hand touches somebody, you can be charged with assault if that person wants to charge.
Like an umpire back at Earl Weaver used to turn his hat around because if your hat touches the umpire, you were thrown out of the game.
Right.
Any type of contact.
Plus, I believe it's also robbery because he grabbed the
Well, there's
phone
something there.
out of his hands. There's something else there. Absolutely. I'm not a
with
police
the phone.
officer. Let's go.
Well,
Let's get all the police
no
officers out there to
911.
call.
I don't want to tie up emergency lines with that, but we should call the precinct and do something about that.
You have them
they
talk
gotta
to.
I think they need a talking to.
We got an expert
Perhaps
on the line.
a bit more.
Keith the cop, what's up?
Good morning. I just got a call from Clubby.
He needs to be
Everything
corrected.
okay?
Well, our boy Sex Bagel was roughed up a little bit outside the Tony Danza show.
He was assaulted by a Tony Danza security guard.
Well, what do we have here? What are the facts?
The facts are Eric was on the sidewalk while the line was going into the Tony Danza show. He gave a woman that was online the telephone, and she got to speak with Tony Danza.
And Eric might have been impersonating a worker from the Tony Danza show.
Right.
An employee.
Yeah. So after the phone call's done, Eric takes the phone back. A security guard for the Danza show, I believe, comes up to Eric and grabbed him by his shoulder and pulled him over to him. And started telling him how he wasn't allowed to do that, how it was disorderly conduct, disruption of the show, all kinds of stuff that could get him, he thought could get him in trouble. But the fact of the matter is the only person that did anything wrong was the security guard by touching Eric.
And he kept taking his phone. Eric's trying to call the show. The guy keeps snatching
And the guy
his phone.
snatched the phone out of Eric's hand and started going through his phone book trying to find numbers in there. After that, Eric just finally got away from the guy and ran back to the studio.
Okay. All right.
So now we want to, maybe somebody could go over there and speak with the security guard because I think Eric feels that charges should be filed for assault.
Well, I wouldn't say it's an assault. I'm going to have to say it's more of a harassment.
Yes.
But this is the angle I'm going to work on this whole thing, and it might work for us. If we can get Tony Danza to staple his ball bag to his leg, I think we can get Tony Danza about $1.5 million in bail.
You ass. Why isn't that assault?
Because in the statutes of the law for harassment, it's push, shove, kick, punch. It really doesn't go
What's
further
assault?
than that.
We're kind of sounding faggy is what you're saying, huh?
Well, no, but harassment is still good, though. It's still something.
That's a good one.
It is something. He can't just do that. He can't just snatch his phone and go through it on a public sidewalk.
We want to teach these talk show line security people that they can't get away with this kind of stuff. Brown shirts.
Yeah, well, he was talking to Tony. This lady was talking to Tony. I don't know what this guy's problem is.
I know. She was very happy. We're making people on the line happy.
Yeah, that's kind of, out of line. But, yeah, harassment, maybe I could work something with snatching the phone out of his hand.
Yeah.
I don't know how happy they would be over at the precinct. But, listen, this is a violation of his rights, and it's not.
We just want to know if we could violate someone with a billy club. That's all we need to know, Keith.
Right.
Can we drag someone down to the precinct and give them the business in the men's bathroom?
We might be able to work something along those lines.
If you can't find anyone, I'll play the part of the prisoner.
Did Ovi say mother hen and
Yes.
baby ducklings?
You guys let me slide on that one.
Not the audience.
I know. Killer Kitten's like, mother hen and baby duckling, Ope. Why not just say elephant with a baby cub, jackass? That's another time where I start sweating going, oh, please. They didn't hear that, did they?
The audience catches everything.
All right, you ratting me out, Killer Kitten. Thanks.
Now, what do? We want this guy brought up.
I think after the show...
We're going to just go for street justice.
Well, if we don't go for the street justice, how about after the show, I'll talk to Eric and we'll see what we can come up with.
Let's do that.
I'll make a couple of phone calls.
Very good.
All right.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, a lot of people are calling us a bunch of faggots on the instant feedback.
Why?
They're like, shut up, Sol. They want to know if Sex Bagel was very injured.
Eric was very injured. He grabbed me, and I was hurt.
Oh, were you physically hurt?
Well, my feelings were very hurt, and I felt ashamed. I was standing on the sidewalk, and he pushed me and took my phone. He went through my phone book and realized I have no friends and pointed that out to me. I was very embarrassed. It was hurtful.
I just think that if I did get the call and I showed up and Eric told me that he was working the line to see if any ladies wanted to, lick Tony's mule, and then the security guy pushed me, it's a little hard to write up in the report, but I'm going to try and work an angle.
All right. It's a radio show doing an on-the-street interview.
That's right.
That's pretty much what it was.
Can't touch him.
I have one question.
Yes, Master Poe.
Hey, Keith, isn't there a progression when it comes to this is for the listeners out there, because they're saying that, Eric is a wimp, the way he responded or the way that we're responding.
I think Poe's saying that, Eric.
No, I'm not. Actually, there's a progression. If someone is coming at you verbally, that's step number one. Then they're going to come at you physically. And in this case, he grabbed him. All right, so after that, he's going to throw a punch and hit him in the face.
Yes.
Come on, you have to draw the line somewhere. What country are we living in?
Russia. I mean, where are we?
Where are we?
Canada?
Freedom. No, I personally think that it was wrong for him to do that, and that wasn't professional.
Was wrong. It's just that, how wrong was it? I mean,
All right.
in the eyes of the law.
Gotcha.
I don't think it's a felony, but I do think that maybe the security guard needs a talking to, because this way, if there's nothing wrong with one of our guys talking to somebody on the phone there, that's not illegal and it's allowed. Too bad they're lining up for your show. Stop using a public sidewalk then, assholes. Make them line up in the studio.
Oh, we'll be back. We'll be back.
Eric is a very willful young boy.
Yeah. Rather naughty.
We're going to be back.
Naughty.
All right, Keith. Thanks.
All right, I'll catch up.
Your son is attempting
Thanks
to
for
bring
being the party pooper.
an outside radio show into this situation.
All right, I'll talk to you guys
Bye,
later.
Keith.
Yeah.
And you never even mentioned oral. You said just a back rub. You
Of
didn't say.
course I did.
Did you?
Not that makes any difference, but...
And I do believe that ends the Tony Danza saga for today.
There you go.
Yeah, Dan's a bully.
Danza's brown shirts.
Yeah.
Nazis.
The three strikes law gets tested next week.
Elo's listening right now.
I don't care.
O&A go live before the Boston home opener. It's baseball. It's life. I got nothing. O&A.
Now, for those who find humor in sadism, then to some strange, odd group of people, I guess it's funny.
Quite frankly, I would love to be teabagged by Donkey Sausage on the Opie and Anthony show. Well, she's a girl. She can't teabag me. But you never know with these guys.
Oh, yes. The virus is now free.
Opie and Anthony are finally free on XM202.
Oh, high voltage.
Oh, my God. They just won't leave that stuff alone.
XM Satellite Radio's Bruce Kelly here with another Opie and Anthony interlocular. Hold on a sec. Hold on. This could be. This is horrible. Hello, Ms. Sausage or Donkey or...
Actually, my real name is Corinne.
So where did Donkey Sausage come from?
Well, the origin of Donkey Sausage was the day I happened to call. They were late on the female callers, and I was calling because I wanted to play What's in Your Pants. So if you don't know what that is, you'll have to go to ONA.com to find that out, or FoundYourMusic.com. But anyway, this gentleman that called before myself asked for a strange request. He said, why don't you get some dumb whore or some dumb whore bitch to run around the room, to shit on a plate, microwave it, throw it all over her chest, and run around the room screaming donkey sausage. So after he'd called, I was like the next caller. And actually, I went under an alias. My name was Raquel when I called in because I was at work and I didn't want to get in trouble for it. And actually, I quit because of the whole thing anyway. But needless to say, Opie asked me if I would kindly run around my store screaming donkey sausage. I said, sure, I can do that. And Anthony's like, oh, make sure you say it all silly, real silly. So I was like, donkey sausage. And running around the Radio Shack screaming donkey sausage. And Jimmy was like, oh, that's kind of hot. They're like, there's something oddly arousing by that. So.
Well, I thought it had to do with swallowing big giant.
Oh, well, I mean, I do that, but I do that privately. I mean, there's appointments involved. There's all kinds of stuff that goes behind the scenes on that. I mean, I've got many different aliases, and we don't have to talk about those, you know.
There are plenty of members of the XM Nation who have no idea who ONA are, much less have heard them. You are selling ONA.
Oh, absolutely.
What do you say?
What the hell are you waiting for? Turn on Opie and Anthony every day, 7 to 11, and if you don't, I'm going to come to your job screaming donkey sausage until you get fired. How about that? How about them apples? That's right. Yeah, and ladies, do the wowing. Do the wowing. It's good times.
Tell me about wowing.
Wowing? Wowing is whip 'em out Wednesday or whip 'em out whenever. If you see somebody with a wow sticker on their car, ladies are supposed to do their duties and show them the breasts, or the boozies, I call them. We do our part.
What does your significant other think about your membership in the ONA virus?
Well, right now I don't have a significant other because of certain activities I partake in. So, you know, certain things that aren't allowed in relationships, and I, you know, go over every boundary that could possibly be put on the ground. And I've actually had to get rid of some bodies when I get back home today.
Do you have a website?
It's in works. It's in the works right now. But you can go to eatabullet.com and check out that website if you want to know more about donkey sausage. Go to eatabullet.com.
That's a little too cute. Now back to the worst of Opie and Anthony.
Oh God, this Star of the Diva series, I believe, Anthony. You're listening to the Opie and Anthony worst of thing here, and I just slurred Opie, my own name, but fuck it, just keep rolling tape. I don't care. We're on vacation.
Yeah.
I'll never hear this. Coffee Diva, Anthony.
Coffee Diva.
Coffee Diva.
Coffee Diva.
That's it?
Well, what happened was, I believe it was either intern number 1 or intern number 3 went to get me fetch coffee for me, and they know that I like a certain type of a beverage, and they believe he brought me back the incorrect brand.
And the wrath of Jimmy ensued.
Yeah, you had to punish the intern. In a way, I've never seen an intern punished.
In a sexy way.
Oh, was this the intro of that bit?
Oh, yeah.
Well, the only day we did that bit, that's one we have to bring back, by the way.
No, that's okay.
It was a fine punishment.
For good.
No.
I know.
This gets a little saucy.
That actually is what happened to Pat O'Brien. He was just doing this bit into the telephone. Cock in his hands.
Coffee Diva.
Say, Jim, nice meal.
The worst of Opie and Anthony.
Is this some sexual reference?
What is this?
If someone farts all right, what's the problem?
Oh, boy.
What's the problem? What's the problem?
The Emperor is not happy with his coffee.
Oh, no. Are we going to have to break into this bit with a reading?
What is this?
What's the problem, Jimmy?
I don't know.
Kill him!
I don't know. But,
oh, boy.
Derek? Why is your face
turning
red?
Warm up your vocal cords. You might be reading.
You might have to warm up that...
Where do we get our coffee every day?
All right, what's going on? No one knows what's going on.
Look at that cup. What brand is on that cup?
I don't know.
Exactly. But if it said Starbucks, you'd know that immediately.
Oh, yeah. Ben, don't explain what's happening on the air because people hate your voice.
Stop ruining things, Ben.
You're ruining the show, Ben.
I don't like. This is why 2 reasons I don't like this coffee. It doesn't taste good, and I don't like supporting the savages that run most of these delis. Yeah, I know Starbucks is a big, big world order type of thing. Yup, you betcha. But at least they're not funding terrorism. I will not support the savages.
How much money from one cup of coffee, from like $1 cup of coffee, do you think goes to Al Qaeda?
I'm not saying necessarily Al Qaeda, but
I would say probably 15 cents out of every buck.
You might be right.
Yeah.
And even if it doesn't go to Al Qaeda, it just goes to a guy who will watch a video of the insurgents and go, well, I see their point, and I just don't want him to have my 15 cents.
You don't want to support that, my friend.
Absolutely not.
You're insane.
I'm not insane. I won't support it.
Did you get that cup of coffee from a raghead?
No, I got it downstairs.
Exactly. The ones that won't let me in. Sometimes I come in at 5 to 6 or whatever. Oh, we're closed. I'm like, can I buy coffee? No.
That's a normal joint though. That's not one of those corner delis.
Whatever it is, I don't like it. I like Starbucks. I like the big company that mushes the mom and pop awful companies. Only because their coffee is always stale.
So did you tell him to go to Starbucks and he didn't?
You want to taste this? You want to taste this and see how enjoyable this is?
Why don't you throw it against the wall?
I'm not going to do that in the studio. I'm not a diva. I just want Starbucks coffee.
I want Starbucks coffee. Mm-hmm. I'm a diva.
Why are you picking up your Rent Boys book?
I don't know. Look. I like him. He's a good kid. He's got a great smile. But we all know the rules.
Oh God, the show's going to turn gay again.
It's not going to turn gay, but when you,
I just pray there's a couple out there that wants to try to become the sexiest state in America.
When you ask the intern for coffee and they know where you like your coffee from and they come back.
Yeah, why did you go downstairs?
First of all, he didn't say anything about Starbucks, and I haven't been on a coffee run in like 3 weeks.
Oh, really?
3 or 4 weeks.
Really? Well, I haven't saluted the flag in a little while, but I still know to do it when it's in front of me.
Oh,
was that valid? No. Either way, as your punishment, because you're a fine young man and you work very hard, but this was inexcusable, there will have to be another coffee run for Starbucks, and you're going to have to read, young man. It's a very short paragraph from there to there, and I want you to read with dignity, and I want you to read proudly.
No laughing.
Hold on, Anthony, why don't you explain, because there's a lot of new listeners.
This is
Jim's
punishment.
This is the only bit that Jim Norton has officially brought to the O&A show.
Ever.
He contributes very nicely on a daily basis, but as far as bringing bits to the table, he usually doesn't. But but he decided to bring this one to the table.
He brought in a lovely book entitled Rent Boys.
Don't fold it back. You're bending the cover. I like that picture.
Rent Boys. On the cover is a nude young man, covering his sensitives with his hand and another hand tweaking his nipple on the cover, and it's filled with stories of gay sex. And as Jim hands out these punishments to people around here when they do something wrong. And the punishment is to read from the book. You have to read seriously. You can't laugh it off like, make a joke about it, because then it just comes off like a joke.
And what happens if he laughs during it? You want him to pull his pants down and you can paddle him?
No, but if he laughs, believe me, I'll have him reading so much that his lips will be too tired to laugh. If he thinks Kaufman did some reading of The Great Gatsby, he will certainly be doing some...
Love Andy Kaufman references.
Hey.
She gets Zamuda in here.
It's like a Mark Perrino show with an intern saying things like this. Great, huh? You need a PlayStation, young fella.
Dave from Jersey, he says, look, I never went for coffee there, but I know Norton loves Starbucks, so...
Yeah,
that's right, Dave from Jersey.
All right.
And I like the fact that Starbucks is always fresh. I'm not whoring for Starbucks. I just like it tastes the same every time. I would rather be like a hip, cool guy and a hip,
That's
cool.
what you like.
I'd rather support a smaller thing. Hey, I don't go with the big ones, man. But the coffee always stinks in these places. I'm sorry.
Stinks. It's different every different place
Every
you go.
place.
So you're safe at Starbucks.
I like the flavor.
There you go.
Don't read ahead, young man. Just be surprised as it happens.
All right, let her rip.
Yeah, enjoy.
Right. He withdraws, slowly, gently. He stands up. I reach over and peel the rubber away, letting it drop to the floor. I hug him to me and place a now semi-flaccid cock in my mouth. It no longer smells scrubbed. I lick it. I roll over on my back and hang my head over the edge of the bed. I begin stroking my cock, intent now on my own orgasm. He bends his hard prick so that it slides easily into my mouth and down my throat. As he begins to fuck my face, I close my eyes and breathe in the marvelous, musky scent of his sweaty, heavy ball sack. I begin to come. He cannot stop me now. My pleasure is so intense I begin to choke. on his on his flesh deep inside my throat.
Smells like...
Oh, he tastes delicious.
Victory.
I will be generous with this boy. Very generous.
Good job. Thanks, Stella.
Oh,
Have some
Jesus.
coffee, medium with skim milk. Thank you.
It's going to smell like his musty, heavy sack. Oh.
Look, that was harder for us than it was for you. That was difficult. I don't like to mete out such
pretty
punishments.
bad. That was a bad one. You could tell that was really, really bad.
Dude, I don't like. You think I like handing these out?
I think you do.
It helps people.
We really think you do.
Young Eric had a misstep the other day and did some reading, and might I say, he has been in tip-top shape ever since. What is this?
All right, what's the problem?
Oh, boy.
What's the problem? What's the problem?
The Emperor is not happy with his coffee.
Oh, no. Are we going to have to break into...
Jim Norton. Coffee Diva.
Look at that cup. What brand is on that cup?
I don't know.
It doesn't taste good. I don't like it.
Where do we get our coffee every day?
I like Starbucks. And I don't like supporting the savages that run most of these delis.
You're insane.
Yup.
You betcha. You might be right.
Yeah.
What is this?
You want to taste this?
Wow, that's really nice. Throw it against the wall.
I'm not
diva.
I'm a diva.
I want Starbucks coffee.
You betcha.
Jim Norton. Coffee Diva.
I know Starbucks is a big world order type of thing.
At least they're not funding terrorism.
You're checking out the Worst of Opie and Anthony. We're both on vacation, but we're here kind of introing some of the worst of bits. And who doesn't like a good duty story?
Duty. This is Lil Jimmy having a little problem in kindergarten, I believe. Was it kindergarten?
It was kindergarten.
Kindergarten. He had a little problem with duty.
Yeah. Who knew?
You were a stinky little kid, weren't you?
Yeah, I was a little pants pooper and a real creep.
But I've seen pictures. You were a very cute little kid.
I was the absolute, the yin and the yang. I was so molestable, and yet my ass was caked with fecal matter.
Yeah. So there you have a cute little kid that just stinks like shit. Oh, what a horror show.
That was your protection.
Yeah, like a skunk. He's like a skunk. If an old man came up and tried to tussle his hair, he'd raise up his butt and just stink him out.
Yeah, I'm sure I'm sure a few snuck in there and tussled my cowlick head and put little Jimmy's face in a pillow, and then all of a sudden I learned a natural defense.
You come walking at you with a lollipop, get too close, and run away. That's hilarious. Duties.
It's the worst of Opie and Anthony.
Are we all going to go to the bathroom? Because I got to go.
Let's all go to the bathroom.
The show started and no one was here.
I'll go to the bathroom.
I'm going too.
All right.
Come on.
Let's all go.
3 men walking, talking.
Where's Ben? We need an open window in there. It's only 8 degrees out.
Oh, I'm telling you, somebody scarred him as a child. You know what it is? Ben, in his little kindergarten class, went in there, and his little fat midget legs were hanging off the bowl, not hitting the floor, and he dropped an atomic log, and it probably reeked and stunk up the whole classroom.
Right.
That's why he opens that thing, because little Ben's duties smelled up the classroom.
Right. Open the door. And you know those bathrooms when you're in kindergarten? They're right in the room.
Yep.
You don't go down the hallway.
Yep.
It's in the room. So you get done, you hear the whoosh. The door opens up, and now the smell wafts into the kindergarten class. And the little children all giggled, chuckled, and pointed at Big Duty Ben.
Or I'll bet you the girl he had a crush on back then had to go right after, and her little leather shoes went in right after old Tsunami Colon wrecked the little kindergarten bathroom, and she came out and started pointing at Stinky Duty Ben and his messy kindergarten hair.
Gravy dripping down his leg onto his hush puppies.
Did you guys have the girl? Did you guys have the girl in grammar school that peed her pants and the teacher had to have the spare panties that she had to give her?
I never heard of the spare panties.
Oh, it's hilarious.
The janitor would come in with the sawdust.
Oh yeah.
Put it under her chair. Oh, and there was just like the.
There was a girl. The puddle of pee, right?
Dude, there was a girl, and we were all sitting in class, and it was very quiet, and all you hear are the pencils on paper in the classroom, and we just heard like the running water running off of a seat.
Yeah.
And we looked around, everyone's like starts looking around, and there she is, the girl just sitting there with this yellow stream pooled up in her seat in her little elementary school plastic chair and dripping onto the floor.
I had the same.
And everyone just starts, oh.
We had one of those, too.
She was just talking.
Her name was Rosemary.
Rosemary?
I won't give her away her last name because I don't remember it. I would love to call her out.
The teacher's got to come over now and, okay, students, back to work.
Right. Try to calm the situation.
Come here.
And then she's crying. Rosemary's crying, and then the teacher walks her out with these little pair of panties because now she's soiled herself.
Oh.
And Rosemary was known as the girl that peed in like 2nd and 3rd grade, and also was known as the girl that struck out in kickball.
Oof.
How do you strike out in kickball?
Well,
and
pee
then
your pants.
You see her. We see her at like my high school reunion, right? She's a hot piece of ass.
Oh boy!
But will always be known in this circle as the girl that peed her pants in class and struck out in kickball.
That's what happens. There were guys that would throw up in class, or girls that throw up, and you're the puke guy, for the rest of eternity.
My first attempt at sarcasm, I was a little boy. I had a crush on little Kelly Howald. I remember her name.
Oh, little Kelly.
I had a crush on her. And I had a horrible habit of only being able to go to the bathroom at home. I could never go in school. And I would always dump in my pants. Always. I told you one time I was walking. Dude, I mean, nightmare proportions.
Wait, how old were you when you were...
This is second or third grade.
Third grader, you're dumping in your
constantly.
pants.
But I remember
you have to sit knowing those logs are in there
until
you go home.
On a side note, before I get back to the Kelly Howell one time, it just smelled like rust. It had been sitting there for hours. It was like after you do it and you sit and you can feel it cool. It's cool against your cheeks.
God.
And she was standing behind me, and I was like really nervous because she was there. And she's like, did you go poops in your pants? And I was like, yeah, sure. I tried to be sarcastic, although I was honest. One time I was in 6th grade.
You should never have one story, let alone two.
Dude, I have 50. Me and my friend Billy D'Angelo used to walk to school together, and I stopped by Bill's house, and I had one coming on, and I could never use anyone else's bathroom. I don't know where all this shame about my system comes from. So I tried to break it off and stop, but a piece broke off, and it rolled down my pant leg, and I kicked it out, and Bill saw it and laughed.
What a guy. He laughed.
Yeah, I was like a rocket.
Duty diva.
You're like, that was a defense mechanism for you.
It actually went 40 yards, so too bad I wasn't playing football this weekend.
Yeah, for the Jets.
The Opie and Anthony Show.
Oh, my God, there's a part 2 to the Norton Duty story?
Of course.
I thought that was going to be it.
There were so many unanswered questions in part 1. And I'm looking forward to part 2.
Well, it was kind of like a cliffhanger.
Yeah.
Like, well, all right, the log is half out. What happens next?
What happens?
Will it fall on our Cape Crusader's face?
I hope this is better than Caddyshack 2. It's Duty Stories 2.
Yeah, this is more of that.
I'll just shut up and play the tape.
You're right.
Because you're talking during the tape.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, you are.
Okay.
I'm listening. Shh. Quiet.
The worst of Opie and Anthony.
Learning way too much about Jim Norton during the break.
That was a fun little bathroom trip.
We really just got to bring audio equipment to the bathroom because that's when Jimmy really starts confessing. Did he say he has vivid memories of making it in his pants 60 to 70 times?
Yeah.
I don't have 70 memories, but I mean I can remember it got so bad. And I was probably in 6th or 7th grade.
And it was all dumps in your pants?
Wait, 6th or 7th grade now?
Yeah, what I would do is I hated using public restrooms.
Wait, you were still dumping in your pants in 6th grade?
Not like I just didn't know what was happening, but I would try to hold it, and sometimes a little piece would come out.
Oh, man.
But I can remember standing under my sink. My mother's like, I'm not doing it anymore. And I had the water running and the soap in the water, and I was scrubbing it, cleaning my own white tighty whities. Like I lived on Little House in the Prairie. This is 1979.
Going down to the river and beating it on a rock.
I really am an ass.
With a stick.
Oh,
that's awful.
Maybe some therapist can call in. Because I used to hate going to the bathroom. I would kind of like just kneel by my bed, and when I would I would hold it for as long as I could, just kneeling by my bed.
Even in your house?
Oh yeah, I would like just kneel by my bed, and like I'd be kneeling like I was praying, but I wasn't praying. I was kind of reading on the bed, and I would just kind of like zone out and hold it. Don't ask me what that means. I don't know.
You couldn't just walk into the bathroom
Never.
of your own house.
No, it wasn't a fear of that. I don't know. There was something cool about holding it.
Oh, okay. Now it's something completely different.
Yeah, that was a totally different scenario. That was just
something cool about holding it.
Yeah, it's like the way it was a weird zone I would go into.
Why didn't Helen help you out with this?
I don't know. Maybe Jimmy's cape one time got a log on it and Helen got mad. But now it hasn't translated into now.
What happened to you as a kid?
No,
I need
please.
to know.
There's a stranger walking around right now with because I was a little blonde boy. I'll bring in baby pictures. I was a little, believe me. If you like kids, I wanted to molest myself when I saw baby pictures.
Oh.
How could anybody not touch me? Little stomach I had at Avalon when I was a boy.
I need to know what happened.
And I wouldn't even blame whoever did it. I deserved it.
You did.
Running around with my blonde locks, adorable face, begging for it.
You have pictures of young Jimmy on your website.
Eatabullet.com. Yeah, it's I got plugged. It's automatic.
Eatabullet.com has
Little Jimmy grows
you can
up.
see little Jimmy's pictures on that website.
It truly is an unsolved mystery, though.
And as you look at his cute little pictures, just think there was probably a steaming hot load of crap in his pants.
Yeah, as I force a smile because it's almost over.
Unsolved mystery.
What's in Jimmy's pants?
Who touched Jimmy as a kid?
Who touched little Jimmy Norton? We need your help. Please go to the website and look at his picture. If it looks familiar, call us. Let us know if you're the reason he dumped in his pants for so many years. Unsolved mysteries. Why did Jimmy find it so traumatic to use a bathroom, but now he likes being used as a bathroom? These mysteries and more must be solved with the help of our viewers. Cute little Jimmy. He'll be the cute little blonde boy with a little lump in the back of his pants. Not to be confused with the messy-haired kid with a big lump in the front of his pants.
It certainly is a mystery. It all started with a touch somewhere.
Believe me, I'm
You
not.
really don't know?
No, I'll tell you, dude, please. I suspect that too, just because I show all the signs.
Yeah.
But I really do have no memories of it. So
You're
it's like
a
I could have been.
Freaky pervert is what you are.
I was a little dirty boy. I told you I
Yeah.
used to act out sexually. So I'm wondering if it's just one of those things where I was experimenting at that age and I'm an addict. So like anything that was like weird or whatever, I was hooked on immediately.
Yeah.
I had a sexual addiction from the time I was a kid. Wow. It may not have been brought on by an adult. It may have just been me and some little dumbbell exploring. I told you, I still remember Julie. Her ass, I'm an ass freak, and I tried to get her to sit on my little second grade lap, and she didn't want to, so I'm like, all right, well, here are some sticker bushes. You could sit on my lap, or you could sit on the sticker bushes, and she sat in the sticker bushes, and that set a pattern for old Jim Norton and his relationship with women. I lost out to sticker bushes, and I wonder why my self-esteem is awful. Yeah. Janice, I remember Janice putting her hiding in my face in the woods, Devil's Creek in Edison.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Help! If everybody had a porch across the USA, then everybody'd be playing the game of Monster Rain. You'd see them dropping their trousers. You know we can't abstain. A bushy, bushy young scrotum playing Monster Rain. You'll catch me sucking off Jimmy. We're sucking all damn day. But just because we like blowing, that doesn't make us gay. All over my t-shirt and oozing down the drain. Everybody is playing Monster Rain. We're taking off our tighty whities here in the pouring rain. We're waxing down our members and fucking out our brains. All under the front porch, we're gonna leave a stain. Tell the teacher we're playing Monster Rain.
Imagine Jim going to his mom. Mom, going outside to play Monster Rain.
Monster
okay,
Rain.
Jimmy, have fun.
So Monster Rain, if the rain hit you, something bad would happen, so you'd have to get out of the rain, right? Drink out of this. It's an antidote for Monster Rain.
Right.
Help! I'm here. The doctor's here.
Wow, what a sick, twisted little classic little boy.
Playing Monster Rain.
The Three Strikes Law gets tested next week.
Elo's listening right now.
I don't care. O&A go live before the Boston home opener. It's baseball. It's life. It's... Got nothing. XM Satellite Radio celebrating the first free week of O&A.
Whoops.
Sorry.
Yeah, Opie and Anthony are overpaid. But then again, so is Bob Edwards, the XM PR ghoul.
Oh, yes. The virus is now free. Opie and Anthony.
Do you ever think about when you're on the air, and you guys were syndicated nationally before, but that you're truly covering every inch of the United States and Canada and Mexico, plus you are now worldwide on xmradio.com on the web.
Ooh. Yeah, I just wish we could block out Alabama.
Yeah, judging from their phone calls.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
We thought it was a good thing until we took that first call from Alabama. We don't know if that guy was retarded or if that's how they speak down there.
A whole new country.
Does anyone
down
speak
there.
Alabama in this room?
Alabamian.
Alabamian?
Yeah. You know, I don't think you sit here and think about it. Kind of cool, but I don't think you crack the mic and go, oh, my God, get me a map, a geographical survey map of where we're broadcasting to. You know, you see it on the phones. All of a sudden it'll pop up and you'll get a weird place that comes up on the phone. So, yeah, it's cool to be national. It's great.
It sunk in for me when I was out in L.A. I had my MiFi and I was listening to, the show in Hollywood. I was like, oh, okay, I guess we are doing something cool now.
Yeah, the potential is there. It's just going to get bigger. I mean, every market is going to grow in, and it's nice to not have to grovel for those Viacom jizz buckets and beg for a new market when they have just awful programming already on them, but they're too afraid that this show's going to explode and cause a problem. So it's just nice to see that, you're on every market already. All you got to do is just be good, and you'll build up.
End of quote. It sure clears things up, doesn't it?
And now, the worst of Opie and Anthony.
That's just sad.
Oh, my God, Frankie Blue, Anthony. Frankie Blue.
Oh, yeah.
Time for the Frankie Blue audio.
Radio legend Frankie Blue. Yeah, he was in charge of WNEW, our old station in New York, for a little while. Had a couple of months there, and he pretty much blew his career there with this little move, getting drunk and going on the air and being hilarious.
After a Christmas party.
Yeah.
And the best part about this, he was supposed to be the responsible one.
Right.
He's the boss, getting hammered and just saying silly things on the air. Here's part one. All right, part one of the Frankie Blue audio.
It's the worst. Opie and Anthony.
So you think this is funny, the Frankie Blue thing?
I love it. Anytime you can, it's very voyeuristic. Even though it's going out to a bunch of people on the radio, I think this is very voyeuristic. It's an uncomfortable situation. It's somebody put in a position they shouldn't have been in.
Well, I guess what happened, our old radio station, WNEW.
Yeah.
There's a curse with our old station ever since
Absolutely.
we left. Ever since we left, it's just been in the toilet. They can't figure out what to do with the station. Mm-hmm. And it's just failing miserably.
Ratings are always in the toilet. They have tried how many different formats?
They've tried 3 or 4 since we left.
Yep.
And the one that did the best was the 3 months that they played Christmas music last year.
Right.
They started like at Halloween and played it through New Year.
Well,
and it did better than any format they put on there.
Well, our old company, they hired this dope John Sykes, who was supposed to, help the radio division, and the radio division's been a disaster ever since he took the helm.
Mm-hmm.
And now they're just kind of paying him, and he's like in a little office, and no one bothers him because he's under contract, and they're gonna fire him real soon. But he had no business trying to run the radio division of Viacom.
Got to bump Joel Hollander up into that position. He's the genius.
Joel Hollander is an amazing radio guy, and he will right the ship. But this guy, John Sykes, which is just a waste of space, an asshole, a two-faced fuck. He told Anthony and I when we did the Sex with Sam thing that
crazy-haired dick
that we were gonna be okay. He said we were going to be okay, and then all of a sudden he just blew us off, never talked to us again, and then just hid behind lawyers and his secretary and stuff. Never could get him on the phone again.
And we find out how he didn't like the show, didn't like what we were doing.
That's the type of executive you want running your radio division, a guy that doesn't have balls and will tell you to your face what's going on,
Yep.
Oh, didn't he think it was bad for kids, the show?
Yeah. So, he thought he knew what he was doing, and we get fired. And the station has been a complete disaster ever since. And the radio division, quite frankly, has been a complete disaster ever since. They lost millions upon millions of dollars. And in the end, it was John Sykes' fault. Simple as that. Joel Hollander wasn't running the radio division back then. He just wasn't. And anyway,
it's unheard of in radio history to have a station that has been floundering for as long as NEW. It just doesn't happen. When that happens at a station, they fix it. they fix the problem.
Right.
Especially in New York.
Right, it's the number one market in the country.
Right.
You can't have a radio property just sitting there with a 1 rating.
And a history like NEW has.
Yeah.
It's in last place. There are radio stations that don't even have a strong signal in Manhattan that are beating our old station.
Easy listening music stations from Long Island beat it out.
Right.
It's ridiculous.
So getting back to the Frankie Blue thing in our old radio station that is has just been in the toilet ever since we left.
Falling apart.
Because they really thought they knew what they were doing by firing us and moving on.
Oh, yeah, they figured they would compete with other stations that are doing very well around New York. Because, boy, there's a win situation. Go head-to-head against stations that are just entrenched in the market, have great ratings doing what they're doing, because people will just change their habits like that for the same thing they could get in the place that they've been for years and years and years.
Now, RuPaul is what, their morning person now, weren't there? Was RuPaul...
That's good.
Oh, whatever, yeah.
Morning guy.
Yeah.
It's a guy,
Morning
people.
parental disappointment.
It's RuPaul, the drag queen, does mornings over there.
Okay.
When I sit there and you have to listen to some people go, RuPaul, she is so pretty. It's got a cock. It's a guy.
Boy, you're a buzzkill.
So then,
big smooth back.
So then the old company gets the bright idea to hire this Frankie Blue guy because he was really good at KTU, I guess. What was KTU? Kind of like a dance mix station?
Yeah, kind of like commercial dance music.
Like dance music. So they're like, well, we'll hire the guy that made KTU great, and we'll put him on NEW, and he'll have the same success over here.
Right.
Well, so far he hasn't done anything except get drunk at Christmas gatherings.
And Earl was there, too.
Yeah, our old pal Earl was here. Was there, I should say. And Earl did not give us this tape. I want to go on the record and tell you he did not have anything to do with the tape we're about to play.
Right.
He didn't. Okay? So Frankie Blue was at the Christmas luncheon a couple days ago.
A Christmas luncheon?
They did a Christmas luncheon, and I guess everyone got completely hammered.
I would, too, if I was working over there.
Destroyed.
As a matter of fact, I did many times.
Yeah, he got destroyed, everyone else. And with the ratings that just came out, I think he had a few extra shots. Because he's probably thinking, well, oh, my God, I'm a fraud at this point.
Oh, boy.
So then he goes back to the station, and he gets into some kind of argument with the DJ that was supposed to go on the air.
Now, if he was a little tipsy at the time, I'm thinking it probably wasn't one of those good, legitimate arguments where you have a point. I've been in arguments with drunk people. They don't usually make good points during arguments. You ever notice that? What is that? Why you gotta wear that fucking shirt? Ooh, there's a good argument. Yeah, this one will last about 18 hours straight. Good.
Yeah.
So that's what he does. He goes over there, gets in a little tiff.
And it's the DJ that's supposed to go on the air. She pretty much runs out of the station crying or something. I don't know. I wasn't there, but something happened, and she just ran out. So now someone has to do the radio show.
So who do they get to do the show?
Well, Frankie Blue is the boss over there. He decides, fuck her, I'll just do it.
He's going to take the mic.
Oh, but he's not a DJ? He's not on air?
He's the program guy.
Oh.
He's a legendary, quote, programmer here in New York.
Was he ever on the air?
You'll see how legendary he is in a minute here. And then he goes, oh, fuck, I don't need her. I'll just do her shift, and I'll do probably a better job. Now, he's doing it for WNEW. During this, he's talking about KTU, which is their arch rival in competition. He's using the KTU call letters.
He makes a mistake and actually says, on 1027 WKTU.
KTU.
And it's NEW.
Yeah, that's the station they're trying to beat.
Yeah. Oops.
So,
they must have been loving this at KTU. I bet they play this and just laugh their balls off.
So Ben has been playing this all morning in the office, just laughing like an idiot.
Like Ben.
I think it's hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Earl's there. Earl jumps on the air at some point.
Earl was the producer.
Board op.
Yeah.
He's the board op guy. The girl that does the show is supposed to do that, and Earl hits the buttons when she goes to commercials and stuff like that. He operates the board.
Yeah.
So he had to board op for Frankie, who's all hammered.
Right.
And who's his boss.
So Earl, I guess you hear him chime in a couple of times, I guess just out of nervousness. And, he must have been sitting there going, oh, my God, this guy's hammered. He can't even talk. He's stammering. He's forgetting words. He hiccups in one word, and it makes the word two words.
Yeah.
And Earl's just like, you can tell he's really nervous.
And then you got to understand, too, this is one of those radio stations where you talk really quickly between the music.
Music's the
If you're
most
talking more than
important
30 seconds, you're not doing your job. He's talking for about 4 minutes here.
Oh, I know.
We cut it down, but we'll play about 2.5 minutes of this. But he's just babbling about nothing, saying the wrong call letters. This is the boss of the radio station that was supposed to put WNEW back on the map.
Here you go.
In New York radio.
The boss.
So here, I got to be honest. If they got Frankie Blue drunk every day to do a radio show, the ratings would go through the roof. I'd listen every day.
Absolutely.
And I hate that type of music, but that's the type of thing they should do. Just get drunks on the air.
Drunk DJs.
Drunk DJs.
I love this song.
This is the fucking boss.
I love this
He's fucking hammered.
And don't think for a second that this is some kind of relaxed, laid-back delivery.
Yeah, this is not radio from the 70s when all the DJs were encouraged to talk like this.
This guy's hammered.
This is the type of station where your voice has to be way up there, like WKTU.
Yeah, high energy.
Everybody. Don't forget RuPaul at the board head.
Yeah. High energy.
Your next chance to win $2,000 coming up with RuPaul tomorrow morning, right here.
RuPaul, let's get back to the music.
Right, that's
the new mix, WNEW.
That's the delivery you're supposed to have.
Right.
Andy completely messes up. You're supposed to hit the post, which is stop talking right when the vocals kick in.
Oh.
He goes right over.
Oh, I know.
the
Listen,
stomps on it,
and he's the boss.
I love this song. Nelly featuring Tim McGraw. This is Frankie Blue. Now, for the last several weeks, we've been giving you a chance to win $50,000 in cash.
Holy shit. Wow. That is snotted.
Wow.
Hey, this is Frankie Blue.
This was the guy that was supposed to get NEW out of the toilet.
He's taking the record off the turntable. You think he's going to use the turntable?
Oh, I take pleasure in this. God.
That dumb station. They really stink.
Oh.
In the Mix 1027 redo. And plus win a Toyota Scion. And I think that is going to happen tomorrow morning. Tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. Ricky, RuPaul, Kim will pick a winner and go to that winner's house like publishing clearance.
What?
Publishing clearance?
Did he try to say, like, Publishers Clearinghouse?
Yeah, publishing clearance.
Publishing clearance. Oh, man. Hey, I've been snotted on the air a couple of times, but never.
Your station is cursed!
Oh, the devil.
Kim will pick a winner and go to that winner's house like publishing clearance. Or whether it's a house or it's a job.
We're coming to you, baby.
We're going to find you.
Earl?
And we're going to reward you with $50,000 in a brand new Toyota. And I don't see how you cannot be happy about that. This is Frankie Blue. So make sure you're listening tomorrow about 8 a.m. 50 grand prize winner. 50 grand prize winner.
What? That means they're giving away, 50 people are going to win a grand?
Wait, 50 grand prize winner.
winner.
50 winners of the grand prize? Or is it 50 grand prize winner?
I don't know.
What? Or is it a real drunk guy on the air?
And when you do one of these shows, you have to speak perfectly.
Oh, yeah.
I know I speak like an idiot. My grammar stinks, but it doesn't really matter. It's a talk show. You just
Don't
go with the
talk
flow,
show.
and if I fuck up, someone's going to jump on me and tell me so. But at these radio stations, everything has to be just perfect.
Right.
And you're not supposed to just babble and babble. You got to get back to the music, yeah.
As far as I'm concerned, you guys never fuck up.
Thank you, Kenny.
Thank you, Kenny. Very sweet.
Just enjoy your hustler and let us do the heavy lifting here,
Isn't
okay?
that funny?
That's right. 50 grand prize winner of the redo contest of the winner of the Toyota Scion. Come on, baby. You know you want it. If you have qualified in the past several weeks, we're going to pick the winner tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. RuPaul's going to dip his big old hands in there, pick a winner, and
I thought he was really going to go for it. RuPaul's going to dip his fat cock in that.
He's going to put some Elmer's glue on the tip of his big fat cock.
Because that's a guy,
Dip
you know.
it into the winner and pick out 1, 2, 3.
You know, when we were in the bathroom, I was holding RuPaul's fat cock.
This is the boss. I love this.
Winner tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. RuPaul's going to dip his big old hands in there, pick a winner, and we're going to fine you.
Earl lost his
And
mind
I don't
right
care
there.
if it takes all day. It's worth the $50,000 in the car. All right? We have the armored truck. We've got the Party Patrol vans. We've got the car. We've got everything. But more important than that, we got the best music in town. So why don't you give me a call? This is Frankie Blue for Yvonne Velasquez, and telephone number is, if you want to make a request, is 1-877-MIX-1027. So give me a call, okay, baby? Thank you.
Hey, baby.
If you're in your car right
A
now,
little break.
chances are you're sitting in traffic.
And then he goes back on.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we got one more?
This is where he screws up the call letters. This is really
Which
funny.
is just probably the biggest radio faux pas you could ever make, is screwing up those calls. And especially when you screw them up by replacing them with the competition's call letters.
Right. He's supposed to, for people all over the country, say WNEW, but
Right.
it says KTU, which is their arch
Yeah.
rival.
Pick the two stations in your city that battle it out between each other, and picture one of the jocks being drunk and making the mistake of using the other station's call.
So here's the boss at our old station.
I'd drink, too, if I was the boss over at that shithole.
Completely hammered. Ratings are in the toilet. He has to go on the air. He thought he could handle it, and this is some more of him doing his little show.
Mix 1027. The new Mix 1027. This is Frankie Blue. And I am so excited for tomorrow.
It's like the old Foster Brooks. I'm so excited for tomorrow. Tomorrow. A drunken hiccup comes out of him in mid-word.
Nice buzz, man.
Wow,
that must have been a great Christmas luncheon.
Must have been. Luncheon. Well, what time was this going on?
I guess a luncheon.
He's on the air at the 7 to 12 shift at night. So the luncheon was probably, noon, 1?
Noon to 3, 4 maybe?
Yeah.
Love the nooners, man. Pounding them during the nooners.
Here we go.
It's Frankie Blue. And I am so excited for tomorrow. I got Ricky and Rue coming in the morning, putting their hand in the big old barrel and picking out a $50,000 grand prize winner.
50.
The winner of the KTU Mix 102 redo.
Oh, there it is. Winner of the KTU Mix 10. Ooh, where the hell do I work? Is he going to start singing Janis Joplin tunes?
Wow.
Oh, my God.
This doesn't sound like just alcohol, by the way. That's my opinion.
Dude, this sounds like you're fired.
Yeah.
This is a firing offense.
Yeah, because this is the guy. This is the boss. This isn't some stupid DJ that has a coke problem.
She should be.
Yeah, that you're trying to, take care of. What?
She should be fired for walking off the shift.
He's the boss.
Dude,
he told her to leave, or did
he
she
told her to
just leave?
It just shows you that the old place is still a fucking train wreck.
Yeah, it is. It's a dump.
Yeah, smart move getting rid of Opie and Anthony. The only thing that was happening over there.
Even when you were there, it stunk, except for Ron and Fez. Those guys did okay.
Well, us
They're
and Ron
funny
and
guys.
Fez, we kept the ship going.
Yep.
They were making a lot of money off our show and Ron and Fez. They should have backed us. Instead, they got this mess. 2 years later, 2.5 years later, they still have nothing.
Some of the most entertaining programming I've ever heard out of that station, though, right here.
I would put this guy on the air every day drunk.
Every day drunk.
I would listen every freaking day. And he's, quote, a legend in New York radio.
Wow. A fiery wreck today on our rec cam. Boy, that's a bad one.
That is a bad one today.
How embarrassed do you think he is this morning, if he's up yet?
Oh, my God.
When you wake
Probably
up
all
sober and you'll
hungover.
hear it, you're like, ugh.
All hungover, shaking, feeling a little nauseous. Your head is pounding, and your phone's ringing. Frankie.
Yeah, Frankie, pick up. Pick up. Yeah, I heard your I heard your air joke last night. Were you stupid? You fucking drunk? You get a call from Infinity yet? You will.
Yeah, you will.
Take a couple of aspirin and get your ass out of bed, because I'm sure you'll be in a meeting today.
Can you say fired?
Fired. Yeah, call up Opie and Anthony. They'll give you some pointers on what to do during your time off.
You idiot.
Yeah, and it's not like nobody's heard this clip. This clip just hasn't been circulating through the radio circles all morning, you know? It's like...
Dude, I emailed
Hi,
it to
Frankie.
everybody this morning.
Frankie, it's your mom. Hi. How you doing? Dr. Phil said when you give something up to replace it with something else, so it was good to see you giving up the NEW call letters and replacing it with the KTU call letters, you stupid fuck. I'm your mother, so I can say that. Come on over, we'll do shots. I love you.
Oh, isn't that great? There's just a little more here.
I got to hear the KTU.
I
thing
hear there's
again.
a third clip.
No,
Wow.
this is it. No, this is the... These are all
Rumor
clips.
has it there's a third clip.
Well, I think at this point is when he was removed. After this break, he was removed from the station.
Who removed him?
The general manager.
Oh, that is not good. The GM came in and took him off the air?
He's the Mac Daddy at every radio station.
Shit.
Doesn't go much higher than the GM.
Who finished the shift?
I would assume they probably just played music.
Probably
and
just
sweepers.
played music and Earl pushed the buttons. I
That's
guess.
good when your big boss has to come into the studio and you're supposed to be in charge of all your DJs and tell you to get the fuck off the air.
Get off.
You
You've
are
had it.
so fired.
Go home.
Fired.
Come out like the manager going to the mound. Just get out. Get out. Do you got the KTU line in there again? Did you rewind it a little? I got to hear him screw up on the calls again.
Yeah. He's supposed to say WNEW once again.
As winner. The winner of the KTU Mix 102 Redo Contest.
Oh!
And also you win a Toyota Scion. Now what's going to happen is they're going to pull, they're going to put their hand in the barrel, they're going to pick out a winner, and then they're going to fight that winner. And that winner will be rewarded with everything. Mix 1027, Frank.
He's stepping all over. He's supposed to be done by the time those lyrics kick in.
That is like the most important thing in that type of radio.
In that type of radio, man, you got to hit the post.
Yeah, like it's called hit the post, right? Exactly.
What did he say? We're gonna fuck the winner?
That sounded like it.
Oh, is that where they thought he cursed?
Yeah. I didn't even notice that till we just listened to it.
Toyota Scion. Now what's going to happen is they're going to pull, they're going to put their hand in the barrel, they're going to pick out a winner, and then they're going to fight that winner.
Fight? What? What was that?
I think he said fuck.
They're gonna fuck that winner.
I think he was going to say fuck it and was able to stop just in time.
Fight that winner.
What? That's not a word.
Hand in the barrel. They're going to pick out a winner, and then they're going to fight that winner. And that winner will be rewarded with everything. Mix 1027, Frankie Blue. What's happening?
Tries to have the cool little thing like he's out. Like, yeah, I meant to step all over the vocals. Frankie Blue, what's happening, baby?
All I know is the FCC should hear about that.
Ooh, and they're gonna fuck that winner.
At least you guys never said that.
Fuck. Right in the asshole. Frankie Blue, baby. Dun, dun, dun. They're gonna stick it in the barrel, and they're gonna pull it out, and fuck the fucking fucker. Frankie Blue, baby. On KTU. WNEW.
The Opie and Anthony.
KNBC.
Yeah.
On the Rock of Boston. BCN. Where am I? On WDRUNK.
Well, this story is developing, but I do believe he's fired.
Fired.
How long has he been there?
Not too long, man. He was supposed to be the big hire that was going to turn around that crap hole.
That was it. He was going to be the guy.
That's the Turnpike, that big fire.
Jersey Turnpike.
You know what that's got to be doing to traffic?
Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
We have audio of
Ridgefield.
the general manager coming in to Frankie Blue.
You're fired.
Do you have the audio of Frankie Blue after he was fired? I may.
A little more.
All right, I'll.
Yeah.
You're fired.
Wow, you had to tell him twice. And trying to console him, I guess.
It's over, Johnny.
Oh. And then Frankie Blue.
Okay.
We got some Frankie Blue audio here.
Yeah.
Don't you do it!
Oh.
Don't you! I got nowhere else to go!
Oh.
I got nowhere else to go! I got nothing else. Yeah.
I love when it's someone else, man.
Oh,
it's the best.
Oh, it is a treat when it's not us.
All right, well, we have to take a break. These guys are getting bored. How about this?
Dun, 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 dun.
I think we got like a couple more things to get to before the eggnog drinking contest for the MiFi.
That's right, baby.
How about we start the contest at 8 o'clock so these guys know? 8 o'clock, we'll start the eggnog drinking contest.
8 o'clock, we're starting the contest.
So they
fuck him.
So they got a half hour if they want to, maybe get coffee or something.
Yeah.
They got a half hour to get there.
Let them know, Hawk.
That's right, baby.
All right?
That's okay, baby. Frankie Blue here, baby. We're going to have a winner, and we're going to fuck him. And we're going to...
I can play that all morning.
Oh, it's classic.
Ben, good call, by the way. I wasn't sure if we should go with it.
I
today.
love it.
I wasn't sure if it was that good, but
that's good stuff.
It is hilarious.
This is the Opie and Anthony show here at Sirius Satellite Radio.
That's right, baby.
Opie, Anthony, Dance Party Weekend.
Wait.
Nah. The Opie and Anthony Show.
Comedy gone too far. If you're listening right now, I think you just heard the first part of the Frankie Blue audio, right?
Yep.
So it would be very obvious at this point to just play part 2 of Frankie Blue. And why would we have to, explain it again? Because you should have been listening a little while ago, right?
Yeah.
So just listen to part 2 of the Frankie Blue audio. It's the worst of Opie and Anthony.
It's the worst of Opie and Anthony.
That's terrific.
Okay, terrific.
That's terrific.
Okay, terrific. Okay, terrific.
I'm being honest. I don't know anything.
Okay, terrific.
All right. Got a few updates. Because this show is a soap opera. We know that.
Yeah.
The saga that is Frankie Blue is over, Anthony.
Oh, yes.
Is over. Hopefully we replayed the Frankie Blue stuff in some of the worst of in the past few days because we did?
Thursday.
Oh, good. So a lot of people know what we're talking about here then. Because we got a lot of new listeners through the holiday.
Frankie Blue.
Frankie Blue, baby.
Frankie blew up his spot there at NEW.
Blue, you're my boy!
You're my boy, Blue. Thanks for all the great radio. Sorry you got fired.
You're my boy, Blue!
You're my boy, Blue.
Oh.
You're my boy.
I don't have one today.
Oh, hold on. Well, because I'm using your thing for this.
Yeah.
For the porno. Hold on. Now you're back in business.
You're fired! Blue, you're my boy! You're fired! You're my boy, Blue!
So you want to explain Frankie Blue really fast, Anthony?
Yeah, Frankie Blue was the program director, the boss over there at the station we used to work at, WNEW in New York. And they do like, what would you call that music?
Music that gay guys play when they're having sex?
Yeah, you could call it that.
I don't know what
it's like that dance-type music and like music that dopey chicks put on in their car all the time. Just that crap. What's a good example, like a song that they would play? I don't know. I'm just trying to, get so people get the grasp of the type of station it is, to know that it's not like this, where you could come on drunk, people have, and get away with it. It's not that type of thing. It's very fast delivery that the jocks give. And Frankie Blue was at a Christmas party. Got a little tanked, it seemed. Went back to his station and got in a little argument with the girl that was supposed to be coming on the air.
And that's what they're saying he got fired for.
Right, is just for the argument. But he figures now she's gone. He threw her out of there that day. Now he was going to take to the airwaves and show the talent that is Frankie Blue, all hammered from the Christmas party. He gets on just slurring and stumbling through the show that he was doing. And then I think the worst thing I think that he did, he called WNEW WKTU, which is the competitor of the station. So it kind of it really looked bad. You're not supposed to be the boss doing that.
And at the time, we got a hold of this tape and exploited it to the max.
Oh, of course we did.
And now there's radio guys all over the country that have copies of this, and they're playing it for each other. They think it's one of the greatest things ever.
I've talked to more radio guys that said, oh, my God, I'm sending this to everybody. And all the guys in radio were playing it and listening to it like it was the funniest thing ever.
Yeah.
Because we love when people screw up.
Especially when it has something to do with our old station.
Yep.
Another program director losing his job at our old station.
Yeah.
They've been through a lot of them since we left
It's
it.
been an abomination since they unjustly booted you guys.
That is correct,
an
sir.
Abomination in the biggest radio market in the country.
Yeah.
And that station has been an abomination for the last 2.5 years.
You wouldn't see
An embarrassment.
You wouldn't see a station this screwed up in a 200 market. You wouldn't see it. And this is the #1 market in the country, and it has been just a mess for years.
Disaster.
A legendary station. After the music went down, they put you guys on, and you're the only thing on the station, and then Ron and Fez start to do very well. Of course there's no morning show because they don't want to compete with Howard in New York, so
Yep.
they put nothing on in the morning. It's just an embarrassment, man.
It has been. And the revolving door of program directors that have gone through there, if you take that gig, you're insane. Because you're not going to be the one that straightens it out. There is no quick fix for that place, and they're not in it for the long haul. So you're just done. There's no quick fix. But they don't want to wait for a longer solution to take place, so they just keep firing the people that can't fix it quick enough, or they get drunk on the air. At least that was an original firing. The past bosses of program directors that have been through there have been fired because it just hasn't worked out. They can't get the station going, and now they got some new guy. I thought Steve had gotten a new job over at NEW when I read this. It says Martini returns to NEW as PD.
It's Rick Martini, I guess.
I thought they meant Martini Steve. Yeah, Rick Martini,
a 25-year radio veteran. Did a lot with his career, obviously.
You know what's wrong with 25-year radio veterans? He's going to bring nothing new to NEW. Nothing new. A 25-year veteran uses all the stuff he's learned over 25 years, which is the same old crap that no one wants to listen to. It's not new. It's not cutting edge. It's not something people are going to tune into and go, wow, this is something. I got to hear this. Because they'll hear it elsewhere. No one's going to switch. If you could go to KTU, say, which is the other station that plays this kind of crap. Do we have one of those songs? Do we actually have one? They play this? Are you kidding me? Isn't this Donna Summer?
Just
Donna Summer.
Last Dance.
Hey, baby, it's Frankie Blue. It's Donna Summer.
And we're going
we're gonna listen to this Last Dance, Earl. Dance with me, Earl. You're working my board for me today. It's Frankie Blue, baby. Let me tell you something. We're here at WKY. Jelly.
Right.
KTU. Where are we? Any double dip or double shit?
WLSD.
Oh,
no, that's what I took before I came in.
W. Give me another drink here. Merry Christmas, everyone.
WEEE. Oh, no, that's something else I took before I came in today. I'm sorry.
Frankie Blue, baby. You know, this is a Christmas party I won't forget very soon. The Christmas party that got me fired, and I didn't even copy my sack and asshole in the copy machine, and I still got in trouble for a Christmas party.
Frankie Blue? Why? Well, I needed the money.
Oh,
that's terrific.
Frankie Blue is it.
That's terrific.
Frankie blew his job up.
Welcome to WHIV. Wait, that's just people that enjoy this music.
Come on, let's dance, baby. Let's dance. Hey, I just said that. I'd like to take Donna Summer and fuck
Donna Summer.
Donna Summer. Yeah, here on KTU. We got our big contest going. We're going to win a Scion. What are we winning? I don't know. Tune in to Frankie Blue for the next 5 minutes because that's all I'll be here before they throw my drunk ass out.
RuPaul's going to take his big manly hands and reach into Donna Summer's box. I mean, what a mess he was that day.
I'm going to do a little riff, because I'm Frankie Blue. And, we got RuPaul in here. I was in the bathroom. What a huge horse cock on that black guy. Let me tell you. What a huge horse cock. What? Are we on the aerial? Uh-oh.
And the station, the on-air talent, did not address it honestly. You
Right.
know they didn't goof on it once it happened. Just don't talk about it. Just pretend it didn't happen.
Make believe it didn't happen until we fire you. That's pretty much what radio does.
Well, because we said it earlier. I mean, they've taken the fun out of radio. Everyone has taken this whole thing so seriously.
No
It's
spontaneity.
It's just radio. It's the stupidest job in
Right.
America.
Yeah.
And no one has a sense of humor anymore. If this happens on your radio station, you got to go with it.
I agree with you, baby. Frankie Blue agrees with you.
Corporate people are talentless, humorless faggots, and they ruin everything they touch that is
Yep.
creative.
Yeah.
Every time corporations get involved with creativity, you ruin it. Shut up!
Oh, sorry.
Try to soak
Flashback.
every dollar.
Louder!
Flashback. I'm sorry.
Yeah, baby. On the new KCU. How long has the station been around? Why do we still call it new?
Yeah.
Frankie Blue here. Get me another goddamn drink. Woo, Blue, you're my boy. Oh, that's me.
You're not funny, you're not interesting, and that's why when things like this happen, you don't know what to do with it. You just clam up and pretend it didn't happen.
Fire it. 96 was when they were the new KTU.
All
They're
right,
still
well.
calling themselves the new.
So there's the Frankie Blue update. He got fired for the audio we're about to play. So he yells and screams at the poor girl that was supposed to be on the air, whatever her name is. She's some
Vanessa
legend too,
something?
I guess. I don't know, whatever.
She still got a job there?
I guess.
Yeah. I
Oh,
thought
you
maybe
bet she
they
does.
just. I thought maybe they just eliminate the entire problem. Sometimes just flush it out, make like it never happened. We don't have to look at her. We don't have to think about him. They kind of do that sometimes, but I'm sure she would sue.
Oh, yeah. And probably rightfully so. Someone said he manhandled her. I don't know if he did or not. He shoved her
Nice.
out.
I have some respect for him now.
I would, too.
Gotta show her who's boss.
Yep.
So
Well,
then
it used to be.
He thought he was big enough.
Show her who used to be boss.
He thought he was big enough to go on the air and do a radio shift, and we got our hands on the audio. And
Yeah, baby.
here's Frankie Blue blowing up his career, baby.
Here it is. End of the.
I love this song. Nelly featuring Tim McGraw. This is Frankie Blue. Now, for the last several weeks, we've been giving you a chance to win $50,000 in cash in the Mix 1027 redo, and plus win a Toyota Scion. And I think that is going to happen tomorrow morning. Tomorrow morning at 8 a.m., Ricky, RuPaul, Kim will pick a winner and go to that winner's house like publishing clearance.
Oh, and
Or
light
whether it's
Java
a
log.
house or it's a job.
We're coming to you, baby.
We're going to find you, and we're going to reward you with $50,000 in a brand new Toyota. And I don't see how you cannot be happy about that. This is Frankie Blue. So make sure you're listening tomorrow about 8 a.m. 50 grand prize winner. 50 grand prize winner.
That's terrific.
That's right.
That's terrific.
50 grand prize winner of the redo contest, of the winner of the Toyota Scion. Come on, baby. You know you want it. If you have qualified in the past several weeks, we're going to pick the winner tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. RuPaul's going to dip his big old hands in there, pick a winner, and we're going to find you. And I don't care if it takes all day. It's worth the $50,000 in the car. All right? We have the armored truck. We've got the Party Patrol vans. We've got the car. We've got everything. But more important than that, we got the best music in town. So why don't you give me a call? This is Frankie Blue for Yvonne Velasquez. And
That bitch.
telephone number is, if you want to make a request, is 1877 Mix 1027.
You're just a tool.
Okay, baby? Thank you.
He's the boss. I can't get
Okay,
past that.
baby. And I don't know anybody who would not want to do this. What a drunk.
Dude, we are really lucky that Earl got us that thing. That is so cool of Black Earl.
Earl, you got us the tape, right?
I'm being honest. I don't know anything.
Oh, he doesn't know
Denying
anything about
it to the end.
All right, Earl. And then here's the
Hey.
here's the second part that we have, and where he basically, we're not sure if he wants to fuck the winner of this contest,
Yeah,
or
yeah.
if he was hiccuping, and then he's using the wrong call letters for his radio station, and he's the boss. Or fired, then fired. He's so fired.
Completely fired that you are fired before anyone even knows you're fired.
So fired. This is just all about being so fired.
So completely and thoroughly fired.
And he did get fired while we were in Vegas. But this is what did him in. Yeah, I agree with Jim.
We know how they work over there.
The other one, you could get it like, behind closed doors, they yell at you like, what are you doing, you idiot? And
we know how they operate over there. Me and Opie are the pros of knowing when you're fired. We just know. We know when other jocks do things, like we'll read it on the internet or something or in the paper, some jock screws up in some market out in the Midwest, and me and Opie are on the phone with each other just going, dude, you read that? Oh, yeah. Dude, fired. So fired. This guy is so fired. And you read in the paper, no, they just removed him from the air, suspended him, they said for a week, and me and Opie are like, no, fired.
Fired. So fired.
And at the end of the week, fired.
So fired.
We know.
So here it is. This is what doomed him.
Mix 1027. The new Mix 1027. This is Frankie Blue. And I am so excited for tomorrow. I got Ricky and Rue coming in the morning. Putting their hand in the big old barrel and picking out a $50,000 grand prize winner. The winner of the KTU Mix 102 Redo Contest. And also you win a Toyota Scion. Now what's going to happen is they're going to put their hand in the barrel, they're going to pick out a winner, and then they're going to fight that winner.
Okay, terrific.
And that winner will be rewarded with everything. Mix 1027, Frankie Blue, what's happening? Good evening.
Good evening to you.
Bye-bye.
I can't wait till tomorrow. Oh. Tomorrow. Oh. What was that? How drunk do you have to be when you're doing the Foster Brooks impression? Tomorrow. Oh. Dean. What a mess. That got him thrown right out the door.
So, that's the end of that soap opera. Frankie Blue is done.
Frankie Blue.
We've been having so much fun with that audio, too, man. It's one of my favorite things.
The worst of O&A on High Voltage.
Don't stop treating me like a whore.
XM 202.
The worst of Opie and Anthony.
Lo más mal de Opie and Anthony en XM202.
Anthony, look who entered the studio. Jim Norton.
It's Jimmy.
That's right.
We're in the middle of worst of because we're all on vacation.
Yes, we are.
Where are you, Jimmy, on vacation?
I'm in Los Angeles right now, filming the pilot for HBO with Louis C.K. and the rest of the crew.
How's it going?
Very well so far. They're actually thinking of giving me my own series. My acting has been so good.
Wow.
Yeah.
Congrats.
Thanks, yeah.
Well, Anthony, we know you're on a cruise.
I'm on a cruise. I'm in the Caribbean right now.
Ooh.
And we're taping this about 4 days before vacation.
Yeah.
I'm just praying that I figured out what I was going to do for vacation.
Oh, you still don't know?
Well, at this point, I'm hoping I know.
Yeah, true.
Because I'm doing it.
Right, you're on it right now.
God, I hope I pick something cool, man. Because as we tape this 4 days before vacation, I still have no vacation plans.
Look where you are right now, though. It's pretty cool.
You think?
Yeah, look.
I'm not in my apartment by myself, right?
Look around right now. Take a second. Look. It's pretty good, right?
No, because I would never go on vacation with you.
No, I'm just talking to you. Through the MiFi.
Oh.
Like, again, you're listening to the MiFi. You're on vacation right now as we speak.
Okay.
I'm coming through the speaker.
Okay.
And I'm telling you, look around. Not now.
Oh.
You're looking. You're on mic. You're looking around. Now, wherever you are, you're looking around, going, "Yeah, this is pretty cool."
Right.
I hope.
You see one chair and a mouse. Guess where you are.
I'll let everyone know where I went on vacation when I get back April 11th. I hope I pick something cool, man. It's another assault on the media as you listen to the worst of Opie and Anthony. This was huge for us. We just made asses of ourselves in front of Good Morning America.
Right now, Anthony's having a good time on a boat watching an 80-year-old Jew be pushed off the side in a wheelchair.
It's the worst of Opie and Anthony.
Holy ass!
Putting my baby in the microwave.
Holy ass! We're getting major exposure on Good Morning America. Holy ass!
Opie and Anthony XM.
Assault on the media.
Nice job, Eric.
Eric!
You got it? Nice. Keep going. Keep
going.
doing it.
Holy ass!
Wow. Keep doing it. Hold on. Hold on. Stay there.
Come on. That's more important than the tsunami.
Oh, my. Oh, bye-bye, old people.
Oh, there they go again.
Wow, there's 2 less Christmas gifts.
Holy.
Those guys are going wow, too.
We just spent an hour of the show just wasting time, but Eric got the job done.
There it is. Hold it up. Hold it
right
up.
there. It's perfect.
Hold the other one up.
Anthony, wow, XM Satellite Radio.
Huge sign. Good job.
Bravo.
Get the other one up. Yes.
It's got our dopey faces.
Oh, Eric is the best. This is how you do assault on the media.
Yeah.
Hold on. Okay. Now, one of them, you can only see one of them. Take the other one and put it a little more center. There you go.
Very nice.
Excellent job.
Great.
Keep spinning the sign.
Yeah, keep spinning it just to annoy them.
Major exposure on it. Good Morning America.
Yes.
Major. Wow.
Fantastic.
There they are again.
Yeah,
move over a little.
This one of them's got to move over.
Oh, they're trying to move the camera. Just
follow the camera. Don't let them hide.
Oh, who's this old broad?
Oh, wow, right behind.
What has she got?
I don't know. What does she got?
This is ABC, by the way.
It's 50 years and blah, blah, blah.
Hey, only one sign is in frame. Move the other sign.
All right.
What happened, Eric?
Police are asking me to take the sign down.
Oh, stop it.
Why?
What is it, terrorism?
The ABC page, yeah. Making sure it's not illegal. Okay.
It's not illegal.
The cops are cool. He said he's a big fan, but we got to take it down. The ABC people are really complaining to the cops right now.
But it's not illegal. Why do they? How could they complain?
The lady's holding one right there.
Yeah, that's a sign, too.
The cop's being cool. He's like, hey, guys, I like it. Could you just be cool and take it down? I said, can I hold it up? And he just looked at me. He's like, nah, please take it down.
You know what? We got major exposure.
It's good enough. Good job. Don't mess with the cop, man. Just do what he says.
If the cop's a fan and all that, don't mess with him.
Yeah, you can't. He's just doing his job.
No. Like I said, the cop is real cool, so I took it down. The page is pissed from ABC.
Good.
The cop was
dude.
Stupid ABC.
Good job, man.
That'll be up on our website. That was major exposure. It wasn't just a little flash, man. It was a big part of the TV.
Oh, that's
huge.
That's so great.
Here we go on instant feedback. Sam from Kentucky. I just seen the wow signs. Fast Freddy from Jamaica Station. Home run. Awesome.
Excellent.
Mike from Orlando. You're on the TV. Signs everywhere. It just goes on and on, Anthony. All right?
We're coming back.
Great job, man.
All right, thank you.
Eric,
bravo. Great job today, man.
Fantastic.
Oh,
man.
man.
For the show, sir.
All right, there he goes, Eric.
Very good.
The Hawk has struck again, Anthony. The Hawk.
Good job.
Major freaking exposure. Jeff from Jersey, effing beautiful, guys.
He knows how it works.
Yeah, it just goes on and on and on.
Both signs were in frame for a while, too.
I hope the interns learn from Eric and realize how it's done.
Yeah.
Danny's good, too, though. Danny was out there.
No, Danny was part of that.
Yeah, no, I know.
Danny did a great job, too, helping out Eric today.
The Opie and Anthony
sweetheart,
Show.
it's Mom. How are you? Jimmy, I know this is a little awkward, but everyone's fine here. But we heard the radio show. We love it, by the way. And you were talking about giving up, the ladies of the evening, which is a wonderful thing. But you know what? Dr. Phil always says replace something with something. So I was thinking, you have that nice gym downstairs. And, just for like 20 minutes to half an hour, and you would feel better. Use that. And also there's gyms in New York you could go. You could exercise, and you would feel a whole lot better. You'd lose a little weight, you'd tone up, and you relieve, tension and stuff, and you'd be meeting other people. I don't know, honey. I just thought it might be a good thing. I'm sorry. I'm interfering, I know. I'm thinking of you. Nobody knows I'm calling. So don't get offended or think I'm strange, but I am a mother, and I worry about you. You're doing so well. Everything's falling into place. This might be just one of the, the health thing. It would help you, sweetheart. Well, anyway, that's it. I'm not going to go on and on. I know it's not my business. But anyway, I love you, and I feel I can interfere because I'm your mother. I'm taking special license. But anyway, we're looking forward to seeing you at Christmas. I really hope you can make it. And anyway, don't be mad at me, okay, sweetie? I love you. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Welcome to the Opie and Anthony. Ooh, it's in my shoes. Ramon, clean this up.
Gift shop, this is Jackie.
Hello, this is Ronald Reagan. I was wondering if Nancy was there. I need a changin'. I gotta load my pants as big as the Lincoln Memorial.
You were wondering if Nancy was here?
Yes.
No, not today. She won't be here till Wednesday.
Oh, geez. By Wednesday, my Depends will be messier than the seat in JFK's limo.
Why don't you talk to my manager? Hang on just a moment.
Okay.
Hello?
Hello, this is Ronald Reagan. I'm just calling the gift shop wondering, well, what's the hottest selling item there?
Your autobiography, An American Life.
I wrote that?
Uh-huh, you wrote that.
Well, when the hell did I do that?
I don't know. When did you do that?
I don't know. Well...
Uh-huh, I've met you before.
Was I nice?
You were very nice.
I don't remember you. Did you have a nice ass?
I don't know.
I remember a good ass when I see one. You know, Nancy used to have a nice ass. Now it looks like 2 big heads of cauliflower. Do you have big breasts?
No.
Do they look like the top of the Capitol building? 'Cause I like big breasts, like the ones on Ted Kennedy. Hello?
Wait a second here.
Yes, this is Ronald Reagan.
Yes, you sound just like him.
I want to know if, well, my wife Nancy has stopped in yet.
Yeah. Well, maybe you better check. Let me have you check with our cashier. She might have seen her.
Geez, old Ron's getting the runaround like the Pope in an abortion clinic.
Hello?
Hello. Hi, this is Ronald Reagan.
Yes.
I'm looking for Mommy. Is Nancy there?
No, she'll be here Wednesday.
One thing good about Alzheimer's, you meet new people every day.
Yeah, I know.
Hello?
Would you like to talk to Sally?
I want a Big Mac and a large fry.
Oh, you do? Okay, you want me to transfer you to Sally?
Yes, can I speak with Sally?
Yeah, hang on just a second. I'll transfer you upstairs.
This is Sally. Can I help you?
Hello, Sally.
Yes.
Hi, this is Ron Reagan. And, well, I was just wondering if Nancy was there.
No, I'm sorry, Ron. She isn't here right now. We do expect her shortly, though.
Yes, I just wanted to ask her if this year I can hide my own Easter eggs. Because I probably, well, won't remember quite where I put them.
Yeah, I can pass on that message to her.
Uh-oh. I'm getting stiffer than Richard Nixon.
Really?
Yes, it's a horrible thing. Have you seen my daughter in Playboy?
No, I wouldn't see that.
Have I met you?
Mm-hmm. Several times. Mm-hmm.
Yes,
It's a pleasure meeting you. Mm-hmm.
Did you have nice cans?
I think you're getting a little absurd now, okay?
Absurd?
That's sexual harassment.
I'm
sir.
sorry. No, it's Alzheimer's.
This is the end.
What are you talking about?
Of the worst of Opie and Anthony.
Well, okay.
Catch Opie and Anthony live from 7 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern with replays throughout the day on XM 202. Want more? Go to opieandanthony.com.